might happen next. And of course, it's understandable. We're all in uncertain times at the moment. Now, you've got the magician here. This is an unexpected development that is helping you. So you will have, I think, to fill out some information, maybe a form, but there's somebody that's going to help you do this. And it's a twist and turn. So nothing is straightforward. You've already discovered that there aren't any sort of elements that are straightforward here for you. Corporate America here. This is really bringing in some different rules that are going to be applied really quite soon. But these rules will single out people who perhaps haven't got valid claims, and you have. So I think it's just a question of being very focused on what you have to declare yourself. And once you do that, then it's easy peasy. Here you are enjoying that position, enjoying that situation. So very much an empowered person. Let me just see now as well what's in your crystal. We're going to have a look again at the crystal ball. I like to use the crystal here. It shows me a level of illumination. So this relationship, I feel somebody's let you down a lot. Is that true? Have you been left sort of wanting, been feeling a bit left out of affection from a boy? The very first connection I had with you was interest with a boy here, Norma. So shall we look at that? Has there been somebody that has been less than forthcoming, really, in applying affection in your direction? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you felt really quite upset because of that as well? Have you felt that, this has been a bit more of a problem for you than you would like to have, that you don't really understand where he's coming from sometimes, and that's been upsetting? But again, let's look for the violet lights and these lovely luminous orange hues that are here. This is all about communication, all about some opportunities that are coming your way. I think there's more money coming as well because the citrine is shining out. So you are going to be assured of your benefit income, but you've got something else that's coming in as well. So think about the skills that you have, think about how you're helping other people. So I feel that there's, maybe some caring that you're doing for others, looking after other people, even though you've got your own problems. I don't think they are prohibiting you from being able to maybe get a bit of extra pocket money or some extra cash here in your hand, because I've got hard cash that's coming to you. So there is another means, maybe gifts of money are on their way to you as well. But the angels are looking after you. They are being very, very protective. So I do feel that there's a man that's here who is passed over into spirit. I feel this is a person who would have loved you so much. Maybe it's a grandfather, even a father, but a very strong character that I have. And he would want to just push away anybody that would upset you, anybody that doesn't really give you full-on attention. And I think there's a resolve. I think you're going to be thinking about how you can resolve that. Lots of photographs are here, photographs all around of family members, and big, big families, aren't there? The ancestors that I've got going back, it seems as though there's huge generations here, Norma, and that you are now in a prime position. So you're receiving something very special, I think, from inheritance, from your family, from inheritances going back generations, because I'm being shown photographs here of 7, 8 generations ago. Have a look at them. Have a look at this lineage. Have a look at the line. See where you come from. Because I feel that there's some guardian angels there that are going to be helping you now. So there's doors that are opening here for you, and that's That's possible. It's really possible for you to shine and for you to be able to recognize some of those really significant characters in your past, because in a way they turn up in your future. So, Norma, are you thinking now of doing some sort of new hobby, work, or career learning? Because there's something here that you're going to take on, which is really good, which is you're really good at. You're really good at this. So don't switch off your mind to any new possibilities. Go with them. I also feel that there is... there are two individuals, two friends here who are helping you a lot in your romantic area in your life. They're sort of coming into your life as go-betweens or fixers. They're going to fix things up for you, create some opportunities socially, and bring in a sort of flurry of activity. There's lots of excitement in your crystal. And I think as well, there is a new prospect here coming through for you to enjoy, Norma. So new meetings, two people, two different friends are going to help you with that. And you're being lifted up, you're being supported. This male in spirit, would this be your grandfather, would it, Norma?
Yeah.
Is your father in spirit as well?
You mean my dad?
Yeah. No?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So your grandfather here, I think, is bringing a message about your dad. Do you see him? Where is he? He just seems to be missing. Where is he?
Both my grandparents died. My mom's dad died, and my dad's parents died. I sometimes have dreams about it.
Do you? Okay. That must be what I'm connecting to here then. Because
but
all
I
the
can't quite
dads...
remember, because it's because I've been told I have a curse on me, but I don't believe that, Because there's some psychics have been ripping me, threatening me that they want money and things like that,
Oh dear. No, we don't do things like that. And no, there's no curse in any event. You've talked here tonight or today where you are. To me, I'm a clairvoyant medium. There's nothing there, I promise you. But your grandfather is trying to protect you spiritually and really push away a lot of these negative people and the bad energies. And I think that you've got it. You're okay, Norma. You're not going to be suffering at all. So, Norma, I want you to just relax now about souls in spirit around you and take great care to immerse yourself in positive energy and think about all the good things that are happening around you. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, and I hope to speak to you again soon. So thank you very much to both my callers here this evening or this afternoon where you are, and I will see you same time next week. In the meantime, if you want to find out a lot more about me, Eleanor Grace, and what we do here in the UK, then just go to my website, which is gracedestiny.com, and you can book online to have a reading, personal, private, by Skype or any other means with me. So I'm going to see you same time next week. Bye-bye. Eleanor Grace from London. Bye-bye.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Judith Miller in Spirit with Judith Miller. Judith Miller. Live from Miller-Judith.com/Judith-Miller. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Judith Miller and Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everyone. Good evening from Ireland and good morning if you're in the other side of the world. My name is Judith Miller and I'm joining you tonight, as always, with Spirit. So before I take any calls, I just wanted to say, a lot of people ask me, is it true we can heal ourselves? Is it true that we create our own karma? Is it true that we attract the wrong energy? And there's a lot of answers to that. But the one thing I would want to say that I would really love to share with everyone tonight is everything we do in life is through intention. If we work with our intention that we're going to look after ourselves, we're going to focus on our health and our body, and we believe we have the power to program our mind and go beyond that to heal, yes, we can. Absolutely, we can. I'm not a doctor, but I always keep your medicines with you. But I always have to say to you, we have the power to do anything we wish. When we say like attracts like, if we really are manifesting something and we're really wanting something to work, but all we can focus on is what we don't want to work, that's what we're going to get. That's what's going to come to us. Again, intention. It's through intention. You know, I always say to people, our mind is like it's an amazing tool. It's like this built-in computer that we have, and we are in control of the programming of that. So never be afraid to think positive, to think, I'm going to achieve this, I'm going to do this. Because when you are confident and you trust that you've asked for that, you can do that. None of us was ever brought onto the earth to live a life of lack. We just weren't. It is ourselves and our mindset, also with the circumstances around us that can affect us. But as we become older and we become adults ourselves, we have the ability to change that cycle. We have the ability to create the path that we want in front of us. And I'm not going to say it's easy. We have to put the action to it. And yes, it can be hard, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. I work with a team of 4 spiritual surgeons, and I was very humbled. I was I was blown away when I first connected with them, and they were able to help people and do healing in ways that the human mind tells us we can't, when we can. So the main thing of life is intention. Our intention as to whether we want to live a life of lack, a life of fear, because we are energy. And I always say energy, fear isn't energy. We are energy. So when we focus on fear, we are in fact building that energy of fear. Whereas when we push past the fear and trust that we are protected and trust that we are guided, we are. And that fear, give it love, and that fear goes away. trust it does work, and know that you have a spirit team around you at all times. So never be afraid to link into them. So let me see. Angela, we've got Angela in Houston, Texas. How are you, Angela?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, Angela, it's lovely to meet you. I'm connecting with you this evening all the way from Ireland. And unfortunately, we don't have the beautiful weather that you will be having. But let me connect to the spirit world for you and see who's here.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Okay. So I want to talk about a gentleman. There's a gentleman coming forward. And he talks about a father. He's first of all, he's explaining to me father figure, okay? So I'm only purely passing exactly what he's telling me as he comes closer. He talks about left arm. Left arm? Yes.
Okay.
As he's coming forward, go ahead, please. What else would you like me to pass to Angela? Please, can I ask, sir, how you passed, or tell me, or let me feel how you passed, please. Okay, so Angela, I want to connect you with a gentleman in spirit, and he talks about an aneurysm.
About what?
An aneurysm.
Aneurysm? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
An aneurysm in his head. An aneurysm. He's saying to me, yeah. And I want to put this to Mum's side of the family tree. Okay, over to Mum's side of the family.
Okay.
The gentleman is making me aware he's connected to Mum's side. Okay. So I want to say he's just said to me he goes back 3 generations. Okay? He goes back 3 generations. So that would be a great-grandfather kind of generation for you then? Because it'll be you, your parents, and then, yeah. So he goes back 3 generations, okay? And he is on Mum's side of the family. So anytime we get connections or we get messages from spirit, if we aren't sure, please don't dismiss, because usually it will become apparent as we go, or family and loved ones can usually help us fill in those missing spaces. So he is making me aware, hence he's Mum's side. Okay. Please. Trap, what do you mean? So I also want to say set traps. He's talking about set traps. Okay. I'm seeing I'm seeing out in like woods. So I feel he
like what?
Woods, like forest. Sorry, it's my accent. So he's showing me like a forest, like all the different trees, and I feel he would have set traps. You know, like if he was like game, if he was going for game, or. But I also see him with like a rifle thing over, like a gun rifle over his arm, and he's walking through woods. But he's showing me like he's setting like traps in the ground. Go ahead, please. What else would you like to show me? He's trying to give him information of his life and information around him at the moment, Angela. Okay, please. What about skills, please? Okay, so, and what else? He's talking about skills out. He's changing the conversation now, and he's talking about skills out, and I feel I want to talk about like a high school prom. He's saying high school prom, and he's talking about a yearbook. Okay, high school prom. And is this for Angela, please, or is this for yourself, please? Because it's very important I can place this. Angela?
Yeah, none of that resonates with me at all.
Okay. So please be open-minded, Angela, because although I'm talking to you, these messages could be for somebody within your family circle. Okay? Or they could be within your partner's family circle, but I feel it's mum's family circle. It's very much mum's family. He's correcting me as I said that. So although I'm chatting to you, at the moment the message is coming forward, he's making me aware of what he's wanting to bring forward, and he's talking about memories, okay? And I feel that some of the memories is connected to mum, okay? And okay. I want to say this gentleman is an uncle. I want to say an uncle to your mum. He's just confirmed he's an uncle to your mum. Okay? So the information that he's passing, whenever you talk to within family, they'll be able to understand the messages and the validations that he's been giving. Okay? So please can I ask you what's your message for Angela, please? It's very important that I can connect in for Angela. Okay. Angela, he talks about changes coming for you, and I want to say next month. There's changes coming for you next month, October. Okay? I'm asking him what his message is because I know he's coming forward and he's gave validations, and I understand at the moment you're not aware of the validations, but I'm quite confident when you ask within your family circle on mum's side, they'll be able to validate to connect you in with the uncle, okay? So your uncle is saying to me, you have changes coming up in October. He's also talking about...
Yes, I'm sorry.
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So did you hear your uncle is saying, your great uncle, it's not your uncle, it's your great uncle. He's telling me that you have, Angela, you have changes coming up in October. Okay?
Does he know to what extent, like what kind of changes?
Well, I'll ask him for you. Please can. Okay. Okay, so as soon as you ask that, he's talking to me, and he's talking, first of all, he wanted to acknowledge a birthday also, but he's telling me relationship, okay? And I want to say relationship within family has been kind of strained, and there's better times to come, and I feel that there's closure coming, and I feel I want to talk about his sister. And I want to say that the changes coming is connected within your family circle, connections with you and your family. Okay. He's acknowledging the birthday also. And he's also acknowledging December, the month of December. He's telling me you're to trust what you already know. You trust what you already know, not what you're told. Do you understand, Angela? Trust what you know, not what you're told. Go ahead, please, but I have to finish up. But what else would you like me to pass? Okay, so there's news coming to you, but I feel it's going to be passed down the grapevine. And by the time you get the news, it's going to be like Chinese whispers. Starts with this conversation, then it's passed down and passed down and passed down. So that's why he's saying trust what you know, not what you hear. And I feel you're going to hear news that you might be upsetting, as in somebody maybe have said something or done something. Think first, because that's not necessarily what was said. And it's important you trust what you know, not what you hear. Okay, there's good news coming for you, Angela. So I'm going to leave it with you for that. And there is good news, and yeah, ask within your family, and you will find out from connections with mum and the uncle. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Okay, so we've got Connie. Let me see. Connie from California, San Diego. How are you, Connie?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's lovely to connect with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Connie, will we make a start and see who's here in the spirit world for you? Okay. Connie, do you understand I want to talk about mum?
Mm-hmm.
I'm being told mum.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, please. I feel mum is in spirit, Connie.
Yes.
Yeah, it's mum that's come forward for you. Okay.
Yes.
Please, can I ask what you would like me to pass to Connie for? Connie, you're a very upbeat person, very energetic, high vibrational person, but behind closed doors, there's sadness. Do you understand?
Yes.
Mum's saying that she's aware of that. She's aware of the sadness. You feel you don't want to burden people. So it's kind of, you go put yourself on automatic pilot. But Mum's saying, you have to think of you. Mum's saying, stop and think of you. It's okay. You listen to everybody else's problems. You don't share yours. Not fully.
Yes.
You carry them a lot within. And it's okay to talk about how you feel. That's very important. So it's very important. Mum's talking about news. What do you mean? On the news. I want to say something about on the news. You like the on the news on the TV, please? Yes. She's just said there's something going to come up onto the news that's very relevant to you. How's that relevant to Connie, please? Can I ask, how's that relevant to Connie? Okay, Connie, I feel that you have went through, I can only tell you what Mum's telling me, Connie, okay? Mum's very much saying, pay attention to the news. There's something going to come onto the news. And I feel it's going to connect you with a memory of within your memories, within your past, something you have been through. And I feel, how can I say that on the radio? Do you understand, Connie? Mum's talking about, let me see, physical. Mum's talking about physical. Do you understand, Connie? I feel that there's been physical altercations somewhere.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what I'm writing it down, so that if you want to message me afterwards, I'll tell you the exact words, but I'm trying to watch my wording because I am on the radio, and I want to be careful. So it's very important that Mum is acknowledging that there's a situation or there's someone within where you are that's going to be coming up onto the news soon. Their story is going to be very, very like what you have been through, Connie. And there's lessons in that. She's saying, watch, pay attention, because it's going to help you move from what's taken place. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Heavenly or earthly, please. Connie, are you? I also want to say I feel Mum has a sister in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And she's making me aware that she is there too. Okay. I'm also being told about cancerous condition. I'm also being told about the month of June is relevant. And I also want to bring in the month of April. And I feel she's just said to me, "Hi, now, brown cow." So I feel either Mum would have said to you, or grandmother would have said to Mum about pronouncing her words, not lazy speech, but pronouncing her words. Do you understand?
Okay. Not really.
No. Ask within your family. The whole thing sometimes with spirit is what they bring forward is always relevant. It's always there. And it is connections to like your loved ones. It's just we might not be able to place that at the time.
Yeah.
And it's not that what they bring forward is wrong. It's just we are hoping to hear something else, or we just don't remember what they're bringing forward at this stage. But usually if you ask within your family connections, or, give time, it usually comes apparent, okay? But Mum's message is very much about the news. It's to do with the news, and it's to do with a domestic. It's to do with domestic case, I want to say. But it's important, she says, to watch out for that. You have a beautiful energy, Connie, and you have a very big heart, but a lot of people take advantage of that. And I have to say, you'd be quite soft. Soft, but in a lovely way, not in a bad way, in a lovely way. So what else, Mum, would you like me to pass to Connie? Okay. So Connie, also I want to talk about our confidence. I feel some of your confidence has been knocked. I feel other people have knocked. I want to say other people have knocked your confidence, Connie. So they have, and other people have made you forget your worth. Sometimes I do that. Yeah. And Mum wants you to know it's important. You know your worth. You know you're important, and you know you're loved, and how you feel and the things that you want to do. That's okay. We can't please other people all the time, but I feel Mum's coming in as a big cheerleader here, very much as a cheerleader, and she's rooting for you, and she's saying to you, she's saying you're special, and she loves you very much. Mum talks about Mum had rules when you were growing up. She talks about the rules, and she could be strict. And I also feel grandmother was strict with Mum. So do you understand, Mum was learning as she went. She was learning from what she had grew up in herself to how she felt she could change things. And I don't feel that she always had the control. Does that make sense, Connie?
Yes, it does.
I don't feel Mum always had the control. And I feel where Mum's concerned, there was somebody around her that would have drunk I'm saying like a tin of beer. So I feel rather than pouring into a glass, I feel that there was somebody would have drank from the tins of beer. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I feel, do you understand, Mum's trying to say history repeats and cycles repeat unless we break them cycles.
Yes.
And I feel what Mum's trying to do is Mum's trying to show me the areas in her life that she struggled with, and areas that affected her greatly. she doesn't want those errors. She wants you to see the lessons. She wants you to know that you can break different, the cycles. We don't always, like, I know with my first child, I was learning as a parent. I was learning to be a parent as our child was growing up, and it's hard, and it's not, there's no book on it. But I feel Mum's trying to explain that it was hard for her. It was hard for her. She doesn't want to see you struggle. She doesn't want to see you struggle. Go ahead, please. Do you understand? She's talking. Okay. So I never need to understand the messages because they're not my messages. Can I ask you, she's talking about the trash can. She's calling it trash can, but I'm saying like a bin. So I think that's how you use the term, and maybe in America you use the trash can or the bins. But I feel something was thrown out that was sentimental.
Mm-hmm.
So she's making me aware that something was thrown out that was sentimental. She also talks about photographs. Oh, okay. So I'm a physical medium, Connie, and when I do my readings or I do my lives, I will always try and help loved ones physically interact with their loved ones by moving objects, holding hands. It's each person who experiences the physical. I don't have time on the show, but I do want to make you aware that this can be real, and you just have to trust. So we can work, our loved ones in the spirit world can work with us with, to do a port and transmuting and manifesting and all sorts. And whenever I have loved ones who have asked about a photograph, she's making me aware, she's telling me about photographs that you have. So I can't be here to do this with you, but I ask you to trust me. She's telling you to look in the photograph, and she's wearing like a white top. There's a photograph of Mum wearing a white top. Hold the photograph in your hand and ask Mum to come forward and trust, and she's going to change her expression on her face in the photograph, okay? 800% can be done, and 100% happens, but you have to believe, to trust. But I'm going to run out of time I'm not going to be able to do the photograph for you, but please know that Mum is a tower, trying to be a tower of strength to you. She's sending so much love, and she wants to physically show you she is there. So look for the photograph with Mum wearing a white top. She's short, kind of darkish, or she's dark hair, and she's quite fine. She's quite well, she's a lovely figure in this photograph she's showing me. I think you must have the photograph, or somebody does. Put it in your hand, talk to Mum, and watch Mum's expression on her face.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyons.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is New York City Celebrity Psychic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, my cherished ducklings. I'm Perry Lyons. This is Perry Lyons, New York City Celebrity Psychic. And I'm me, and you are you. And I'm very happy you're here. So I just got back from Charlottesville, Virginia, where I did a house party and read for for about 6 hours straight. And I did not get out of bed today. Don't tell anybody, but I didn't get out of bed today. And here's why. You might have noticed yesterday that either your energy was affected, you might have been more emotional than usual, more kind of tired than usual, or you might have sort of found some sort of new perspective about how to handle some stuff in your life, because there was a super moon, which was also a blood moon, which is just a description of what kind of moon it was. It doesn't mean you actually have to sacrifice anything. Although you do you. And it was a lunar eclipse. And eclipses are interesting. My friend Elizabeth Grace, who on elizabethgrace.com explains them a lot better than I do. But what I do know is that if you're a Pisces, you were knocked out yesterday. As a Pisces, I was like, but you probably, since the new moon was in was in Pisces, and the sun is now in Virgo, they're opposites. What happens is, since Pisces is all about sort of ideas and mysticism and having people send me great hunks of money. No, sorry. Hi, Alma in Salt Lake City. I'll be ready for you in about 4 minutes. Is that okay? I'm just going to do the psychic tarot weather. Are you good with that?
Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah,
baby.
no worries.
While you're waiting, I'm going to ask you to do a vagus nerve breath. Vagus nerve, not vagus nerve. Vagus nerve regulates the central nervous system. Vagus nerve is when you wake up in a hotel room in a city in Nevada with a bunch of sex workers and no money, and 10 years missing. But enough about my life. Anyway, so I'm going to ask you to breathe in deeply, and then in a somewhat undignified manner, I'm going to ask you to blow out through your lips like you're blowing out a birthday candle. So it's like this. You're going to sound a little like a whoopee cushion, but that's okay. So do that maybe 3 times. And that's it. And I'll be with you in a minute. I'm going to do the psychic tarot weather. Okay, where was I? I was on about something. So the energies that got put into motion yesterday, which you might be noticing in your life for the next week or so, are the opposite energies that want to be balanced. So Virgo is kind of precise. It's about putting ideas into action in the real world. It's about service, and it's about kind of idealism. Virgo is a very misunderstood sign. Pisces is about mysticism, dreams, abstract thinking. So you might be asking yourself, what really makes you happy in life? And I think that's a really good question to ask yourself, because sometimes we can limit ourselves. We'll think like, I can't get that. And as somebody who has sort of had a lot of my wildest dreams come true just because I kept saying yes, I can tell you that if you just kind of relax into what the universe is giving you, that sounds too vague, but anyway, remind me to start a TikTok channel in which I can spout vague, wise-seeming nonsense that means nothing at all. Okay, we're going to do the psychic tarot weather. And that's, I pick 3 cards. And again, even if you weren't trying to listen to or watch this show, if you're coming in contact, if you're just walking through the room and you hear me, this applies to you. The first card is for the beginning of the week. No. Second card is for the middle of the week, weekendish. Third card, you're getting the hang of this, is the end of this week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I never pre-pick the cards. I should, because life would be a lot easier if I did. But cheating is bad. Or so they told me on my final exam in metaphysics when I cheated by looking into the soul of the boy sitting next to me. Okay, first we have the Queen of Pentacles. Now this could mean that a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo woman, possibly a friend, is going to kind of be present in your life for the first couple of days. I have I have a lot of Taurus friends. My friends Katerina and Nancy keep me sane. Although Tauruses do get grumpy when they get hungry. It's kind of funny. Anyway, so that could be that. It could also mean that you're getting kind of your financial or grown-up feet under you. That's right. You have grown-up feet. Now you know. So anyway, woo! If you hear screaming in the background, that's my parakeets upstairs. I don't know why they're screaming. They just do. This is interesting. In my father's culture, my father is Jewish, this card represents a chuppah, which is as you can see, kind of, I suddenly can't remember the word, like a thing you get married under. You get married under this thing, which I can't remember the word for. But so when this card shows up, it means that you might be contemplating marriage. Somebody who might be your future marriage partner could be suddenly in your life, or you could be going to a wedding. It's kind of a marriage theme. I don't know why I'm being a little vague today. It must be the eclipse. There you go. Woo! And then this card's a little tough. It presented upside down, so it's not as bad as it would normally be. Upside down in a lot of cards lessens the impact. But as you can see from the way it looks right side up, it kind of sucks. It's 3 swords through a heart, and it means that might be a little romantic disappointment. You might be part of a love triangle, which you want to be careful of. You don't want to wind up in Dateline, although I think Josh Mankiewicz is cute. So if you're contemplating getting more involved with somebody right now, just kind of step back and see if their past behavior indicates that they might break your heart in the future. You'll know one way or another. Since it came up upside down, it's not a terrible heartbreak. It's not like the love of your life. It's like hurling you out into the snow, especially because there is no snow right now, unless you're in Antarctica. In which case, good luck and bring me a polar bear. But it also might mean that you are helping your friend through a breakup. Actually, I think that's kind of what it means. Okay, woo, I love doing that. All right, Lovey, thank you for waiting, Miss Utah. How are you? Are you still there?
How are you?
Oh, good.
Yeah, I am.
To hear your voice. So I like to connect people through their birthdays. By the way, next week, I'm getting an actual grown-up, like, sort of mic thing. But so let's all enjoy the silliness of this while we have it. When is your birthday, my angel?
It is October 15th.
That is such a good day. I have so many friends with that day. I love that day. Yay, hooray for Libras. Although, I'll tell you one thing about all the Libra women I've ever met. Don't ask their opinion about something unless you actually want it. You guys are real truth tellers. You're very sweet about it. But, and what year, do you mind me asking what year?
Yeah, it's 96.
Oh, I've shoes older than you. 1996. Okay. Wow. Are you old enough to call in? Yeah, I guess you're fabulous. I guess you are. And I'm just trying to see, do you know what Chinese year you were born in? I can figure it out, though. Oh, my gosh. I think you're yes, that's it doesn't sound glamorous, but I was married to a rat for 20 years, and they're fabulous. You're very good at connecting to people. You're very good at quietly getting what you want no matter what. And I mean that in a complimentary way. You're very persistent, but you're also very social. I bet you have a lot more friends than you think you do. I know you do. Okay, my love, how can I help? Excuse, I'm going to have a sip of
you know what? I'm not sure. If you just want to me like a general read, I guess. I'm not sure.
That's okay. I think I can do that. Hold on a second. Oh, you're a real people person. A lovely personality.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know.
Thank you.
I guess it's such a funny phrase. It's like, what would you be, a marmoset person? A penguin person? No, you're a people person. But it's so fun. I'm not sure you really see this as one of your superpowers, but I do. People just really like you. So And you can talk to anybody about anything.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like you're feeling like it's time to break out of any self-imposed restrictions you had in the past. You might be feeling like you want to take some sort of big risk and take yourself seriously. I don't mean like wear horn-rimmed glasses and be pretentious, although there's nothing wrong with horn-rimmed glasses. But I do mean, I think you really want something that's kind of a satisfying challenge in your life. Not that you don't have a nice job and all that stuff, but you're really smart.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't do it. I don't write the news. I just report it. Are you considering going back to school or doing something or applying for a more challenging job? I just feel like you're about to...
So,
yeah, go ahead.
It's definitely like a combination. So I just did my Reiki 1 and 2 class recently, and I've been considering doing the Reiki Master. And then in addition to, I just finished like a certification program, and I wanted to potentially go back for like a degree.
Yes.
And then, just all the things.
I love that. I'm so glad. Do you mind me asking what your degree is? Because you're artistic and you're also an empath. Although, have you ever noticed people who tell you they're empaths are usually total jerks? But you're an empath. So I would suspect that it would be like psychology or maybe something creative. You'd be very good at combining interior design and feng shui, the Chinese art of like, you'd be great at that. Oh boy, you're very sensitive to energy. You can walk into a room and know what's happened in that room in the last 50 years, which sounds kind of exhausting. I'm sorry. What are you thinking about taking? It's cool.
I just did just an HR course, but I have done psychology in the past, and that's what I kind of wanted to go to. I just have a hard time, and that's kind of where the Reiki piece came in. I've had a hard time in the past with just separating myself and not taking people's energy with me, I guess. So that's why I stopped the psychology piece, is I was like, I need to figure out how to center myself before I just dive deep into it.
You could be clinical or research psychologist. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I understand that. You could be a clinical or research psychologist, which you'd also be good at. You're good at research. You're good at finding stuff out. Ooh, that's cool. Also, I mean, I could even see because you have so much of your life ahead of you. I could even see you being an architect. Again, I said interior design and feng shui. The Reiki has been good for you because you're a little ADHD, like everybody else. Personally, if ADHD was people, I'd be China. But I'm really glad you're taking your talent seriously, and I'm really glad you're honoring your curiosity and your exuberance. It's awesome. And the Reiki is great for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're making very good intuitive decisions. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think you're in a relationship right now. Either that or you. It's funny, if you've been in a relationship for a long time or you're not in a relationship, the energy reads to me the same way. Because if somebody's been in a relationship for a long time, the energy is like bum, 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 bum. Same thing. I don't think you're in a relationship. I think maybe there's an on and off thing, but I might be wrong about that. Tell me.
Yeah, I've been married for almost 8 years, and I've been with my wife for almost 9.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Yay.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, it's funny. The happiest couple I know are my friends, Delia and her wife Ellen. It's just they're so happy. I love that. Yeah, I guess that's it because you guys are very comfortable with each other. And as I said, if you've been together more than 5 years, the energy is very peaceful, as it is when you're alone. I love that. I think you guys are going to be together the rest of your lives. That's interesting. I don't know. I think you're totally on track. I don't know what else I can tell you. Is that okay? Do you have any last questions? No geography or calculus, but aside from that.
What was I going to ask? Oh, I do have I have a big long trip coming up. I don't know if you can tell me how that'll go.
Sure. Let me just tell Carrie who's waiting. Carrie, hang on. I'm going to be with you in a couple minutes. I just want to finish with this lovely person. I'm looking forward to working with you too, Carrie. You do have a big trip. Make sure you get travel insurance. Make sure you get your shots. Make sure you have all of your paperwork in order. Do not leave your passport on the kitchen table. Alma, I'm sorry. 1 second. By the way, Alma's... No, my producer's scolding me. I know, I asked Carrie to wait. I know I'm with Alma because Alma means soul and it's a beautiful name. Okay. Producers, sheesh. Wow, you're going kind of far. Are you going to 3 different places?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I'm good. Okay, I think I might be wrong about this, but I'm getting Portugal, but I'm not sure that's right. But it feels like you're going across the ocean.
Yeah, so I'll be in Iceland, Paris, and then I'll come back to California.
Iceland! I love Iceland. Wow, see if you can stay like overnight. They have ravens, and they have, they're so great. I love Iceland, and everybody there is so good looking. I love Iceland. And Paris, of course, is Paris. Say hi to my sister. She lives right outside Paris. Go visit her. Tell her I sent you. I think you're going to have a great time. You might make a couple of side trips that are going to be important for you. I think you're going to discover new interests and new things you love. I'm so excited for this trip. Let me know how it goes. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Perry, P-E-R-I, like periwinkle, and Lions, like, but with a Y.
It's okay.
Yeah, how you do? I'm really curious because you've got a really nice time coming up. You just do. I'm so excited for you. And yay.
That's exciting. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. What a joy to talk to you. Thank you, love. Let me know how you do. Bye, baby.
You too. Take care.
Thank you. Hi, Carrie. You and I spell our names the same way, except with you're a K and I'm a P. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Oh, you've got a nice speaking voice. I love good speaking voices. I hear so much vocal fry and like high voices these days. So whenever I meet a fellow contralto, I'm like, oh, thank you. Okay. I like to connect to people through their birthdays. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep, I sure do.
Yeah, I thought you would. When's your birthday, my dear?
10/13.
You're making me think. 10 is October. What is it? You got all my Libras. And the same, because my last caller was October 15th. Cool. I love Libras. I don't know if you heard the last caller, but I was saying that I love Libra. I have so many Libra friends, like on the 13th and the 15th specifically. That's the, what week of Libra is that? Libra. I think that's the Aquarius week of Libra. So you guys are very truthful.
Yeah.
What fun for you.
I always say that if you're a Libra, you're great.
I know. And do you mind me asking what year?
74.
Yeah, I agree with that. 74? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're a tiger.
74.
She was.
Yep, and I am going to be 50 years old. I'm going to be 50 years old in October.
I'm a tiger too, but I'm not going to tell you which year. She was born in the year of the tiger. It's enough to give anyone pause. She's smoother than satin, the cat of Manhattan, the girl with retractable claws. There you go, you get your own song. I love tiger. I'm a tiger too. So, all right, my love, how can I help you today? That's my. I wrote that, so I don't have to pay royalties.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you. I think so. So how can I help you, my angel?
Well, are you able to connect with spirit?
I can. Yes, because we're all part of the same multi-dimensional thing. So yes, who would you like to get in touch with?
I had a son that passed away some years ago.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. That's the hardest thing I can imagine. You are so strong and resilient and loving. Boy, is he with you. Holy mackerel. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
It's incredible to have to go on every day of your life without
I can't even
the giant part of you. You know?
Yeah. Would he be 24 now? How old would he be now?
He would be 34.
34. I'm sorry. My guides hold up signs, but sometimes I can't read them because it's like playing telephone with people I can't see. I just love him. He was so sensitive. What a special person. And I'm not just saying that. Cute, too. God, really beautiful, like a romantic face, like a 19th century painting or pre-Raphaelite painting. Really, really good-looking guy. About 5'10"? Yeah. Brown hair? Lighter eyes, like sea green? Yeah. He's gorgeous.
Yep.
Yes. I'm having a hard time getting his first name. I'm getting it like a J, but I might be wrong about that.
No.
What was his first name?
Tyler.
Oh, what a great name.
Yeah.
And his middle name was named after like a grandparent or something. It feels like some sort of family. Yeah. He likes his middle name. Tell me, what's his middle name?
It's David. That was my grandfather's name.
Me too. My grandfather too. Was he good at cooking? Or did he like food? Was he very...
Yeah.
Sort of aesthetic?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, also... Good.
He was definitely his own character.
Yeah, he's very original. He did things because he liked them, and he didn't really worry about what other people thought. Which is why he was very charismatic. People really flocked him. I'm so sorry. I think he self-medicated sometimes, and that's really hard. Very sensitive. Very bright. He was very precocious as a kid. He walked and talked earlier than most kids. Probably did your taxes at age 3. And it's interesting because he's showing me cowboy boots. I don't know. Well, maybe not cowboy boots. Did he dance?
No.
No, it's not dancing. Hold on. My guides are being obscure. He did love music, though. Oh.
He did love music.
Yeah, he did love music. And he would there were certain songs that were like his theme songs. He kind of changed theme songs every few years. Do you like country music? Or
no.
Pop? Okay. All right, sorry. My guides, fired, guys. We're getting new guides. I'll send you.
He was probably more like into like rap music, and he was born in Southern California, so he was a California boy.
Right. Very cute. Does he have a little brother? There looks like a younger sibling. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
He wants his brother, who's got a one-syllable name, kind of a very American name. What's his brother's name?
Drew.
There you go. Nice name. So one syllable. Good. He wants Drew to know that he's okay. He wants Drew to not make the same mistakes he does, but he also wants Drew to not be as hard on himself as he was. One of the things that he wants to teach Drew is self-forgiveness. That if you make a mistake, pick yourself up and go on. He's so hard on himself. He was such a perfectionist, such a beautiful soul. He also wants you to know that he is always with you, not in an embarrassing way, but in a real way. He's usually around your left shoulder. You can ask, here's the thing. I should talk fast because I think we're coming to the end. Okay. And everybody should know this. If you have loved ones who passed, which I wish I didn't, and I wish you didn't, but if they can't voluntarily reach out to us much, unless it's a matter of life and death, we can ask them. And there's a free will thing, and they can immediately come forward. He also does things. He moves stuff around. He's very playful. Does he hide your keys or hide something? Also, there's
He
feathers.
does all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, he does.
He was always a jokester, but he does all.
Yeah.
Is there anything specifically that he's telling you that he does?
Well, I think he might make feathers appear occasionally, but he also moves. I'm not sure if the kitchen or cigarette. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time getting this. My mother always steals my cigarettes, and she's dead. So, but he does something like you put something on the counter, you'll turn away, turn back, and it's gone. But I'm having a hard time seeing what it is. We got 60 seconds. Can you tell me what it is so I can not live in suspense?
Well, he leaves dimes a lot.
Oh, damn it!
And
I got that.
He will literally. I will walk past like a counter, and there's nothing, and then I'll turn around and there'll be a dime.
Yep, my dad did that with pennies. Would materialize them out of thin air. Shoot, I got that, and I should have said it. Sorry. All right. The occasional nickel. Yeah, it's really funny. I mean, that's really funny. You can also ask him for another specific signal. He also will occasionally make your lights flicker. And I don't know if you have an iPhone, but he occasionally tries to get to you through that. Okay, I've got to run. What I want to tell you is the most important. He loves you. You're a terrific mother, and you still are. And his little brother is going to be fine. He's his guardian angel. And boy, does Tyler love you.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Bernice Bisson's Psychic Media. Bernice Bisson, live for BerniceBissonPsychic.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Bernice Bisson Psychic Media on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome, it's Psychic Tuesday, and I'm your guide, Bernice Bisson. We're going to start at the top with all 12 signs. Listen for all 3, sun, moon, and rising. We're going to begin with Aries. Sun, moon, rising, Aries. You've got a really powerful new moon eclipse coming up across from you in Libra. Really kind of a dark night of the soul stuff in terms of partnerships, letting go, releasing, being able to really look at things in a different light. So it is a bit of a reset for you. Remember that you can't change anyone but yourself. And so if you're finding that you're wanting to make changes with somebody, have them change things, just worry about yourself. Don't worry about what other people are doing this next 7 to 10 days, because it is kind of cuckoo. So it won't be, I won't dress it up, but this new moon eclipse could be a kind of a powerful one for you of really seeing the light after the shadow. It's really seeing something that could be important in terms of relationship as well. Okay, Taurus, sun, moon, rising. Uranus is at play this next 7 to 10 days. Surprising elements that come into play, particularly around October 1st to 3rd. And check in with your body and release any tensions you're carrying. Do your after dinner walks. Make sure you stick to your routines, your plans, good food, good health. This is going to be the big mantras over the next 7 to 10 days for you. You could get surprising news from a doctor. Hey, and it could be good news. It could be something that you're pretty excited to hear, pretty excited to see. Over this next little while, it could be something even kicking a habit that you've had. But you could muster up the strength or the will over this next 7 to 10 days. They're Tauruses. Gemini, sun, moon, rising. Gemini, you've got Jupiter in your sign, and expanding things out at the speed of mud. And so you might be waiting for a word, waiting for an answer, waiting for a direction, waiting for a conclusion, and that maybe you're being given time just to sit still for 5 seconds, and that it's okay to be happy, and it's really okay to enjoy life for a little bit. Maybe you get, especially if you're on a cusp of Gemini, either one, to be a time for you to really enjoy yourselves, not so much making the plans of, but serendipitous or spontaneous plans that come up for you could turn out to be pretty good. Cancerian, sun, moon, rising, Mars at play, and forcing people's hand around you, making sure that action is behind people's words, that if something is said, it has to be followed up with people, that you can't leave things to chance. And so you might have to really sort of take charge there. And someone is really in need of your attention. Could be in terms of your love life, could be in terms of people around you. Reach out to folks, reach out to people, check in with your friends as well. Leo, sun, moon, rising, our little Leos. Across from you in Aquarius, we've got, like a holding pattern, like the sands of time, like the holding pattern, Leo. And I feel like this is the time to put in the applications. This is the time to put in the effort. This is the time to do the background work. This is the time to do the detail stuff. And because I feel like scheduling, planning, organizing, detailing could come in really handy for you the next 7 to 10 days. And you could really wind up being ahead of schedule, being ahead of something, getting ahead of a curve, getting ahead of a change. I'd listen to anything that comes up in your industry. I'd listen to any rumblings and gossip. There could be some juicy stuff going on around you in your career and your direction. So I would listen to friends, people around you, and what's going on. And, there could be a grain of salt, a grain of truth to rumors that you hear around work. Virgo, sun, moon, rising. Boy, that Mercury is really amping up your energy and making you feel like you're naturally addressing conversations, that communications could be fast and furious and right up your alley, and feeling like you're handling everything or handling on top of reaching out to people. Communications are going to really bring you the dollars, bring in work, bring in opportunities, get commitments. And I feel like be kind to yourself. Don't let any negative self-talk or beating yourself up or trying to be perfect. This is not the time. This is the time just to reach out, communicate, put the message, put the feelers out, get that energy amped up, because it's going to really intensify over the next month, 6 weeks. And it's a good time to take advantage of that. Libra, sun, moon, rising. We've got your new moon. We've got the sun coming. We have this eclipse, the north node, really amplifying the direction you're in and what you're dealing with and where you're deciding to go. And give yourself some credit. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a reward. Buy yourself some new shoes or something. But this is going to be a time where you're going to get credit where credit is due, where you've put in the effort, where you're going to be able to maybe conclude a few things where to your satisfaction. Maybe you're going to be able to conclude a few challenging areas to your satisfaction. Partnerships, there could even be conclusion to partnerships in a satisfactory way. And so that could be pretty good for you guys. There could be conclusions for the partner as well. And so, excuse me, I should have drank my water, but for Libras, very much so, this next while is about where your trajectory is. It's going to switch modes from being very partner-centric to being very self-actualizing, very self-driven. And there could be some good news coming in for your own purpose direction. And I'm looking forward to seeing that new. I feel like there could even be peace talks in different places, which would be welcomed for sure. Scorpio, Venus just arrived in your sign. And boy, Scorpios, you could smell good over the next 6 weeks. You could have more invitations. You could have invites out. You could have people knocking on your door. You could have unexpected flirtations. So this is a time where Venus is just making you all shiny and new and feeling beautiful. And so this is a time for you to remember that your friends are important, and that to reach out to them, make time for them. And if they're asking you to go out, say yes to your friends, say yes to your social networks. Join those groups again, become more active in those circles, because they're really going to pay off for you for the next 7 to 10 days, but in the next couple of months as well, in terms of opportunities, and that your name will come up in those circles. And I feel like in good ways, Scorpio, in good ways. Sagittarius, sun, moon, rising, Sagittarius, this next little while is going to be really about being first out of the gate. You could be first in your field, first in what you're doing, first in where things need to go for you. You could be first to say yes, first to say no, first out of the room, first to leave the party. These are all big energy for you guys over the next 7 to 10 days, and really putting yourself first. And this is maybe why you're making decisions around all these other things in your life, is that you'll wind up putting yourself first, putting yourself in the right modality and putting yourself in the right places. Now, before I move forward, you can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. And when I work with astrology, I work with people's natal charts on the whole, and the readings that I give here are very brief. I do suggest to listen to all your sun, moon, and rising. I do use traditional Western astrology, and I do look at houses, and I do look at asteroids as well. And this next little while is a time for people to really, we're jumping ahead. So what feels like we're pulling back, it's only for us to sort of review our direction. And then as we get into November, December, January, we're really moving into some faster times. And so, and impacting everyone in different ways. Remember to be patient with each other. And remember that everyone has a story. Everyone has feelings, even if they don't show them, but true story. And just, we're going to be showing that with this Libra moon. And it's really about making peace. It's really about harmonizing. Okay. Capricorn, sun, moon, rising. Pluto's at the 29th degree of your sign. What are you ending? What are you concluding? What are you putting behind you? What new trajectory are you excited about? Where do you want to move forward? Where do you want to start a new life? And this is really about your authentic self, your authentic health, being, self, your trajectory in a big way, and where you have your power, because it's been really challenging in a sense of everything would have felt hard even since 2008. Pluto's about to leave your sign, and with it, it's concluding a few things for you, and it has a lot to do with your identity. It has a lot to do with where you're stepping forward, Capricorns. And so you may have had taste of this last year. Now it's time for decisions, particularly come your birthday, big reset buttons for you. Aquarian, sun, moon, rising. Aquarians, this is a time to look around you for signs, symbols, synchronicities, serendipitousness. Note that there is opportunities popping up to work, to volunteer, to be included, to have invitations from community, to have directions. That your dreams could be really your dreams could be really amplified. I would pay attention to them. I pay attention to visions, dreams, things that are percolating in your ideas and mindset, because come the new year, you're going to be able to act on some stuff. You're going to be able to manifest some of these things that have been percolating in your vision or your mindset. Journal them down, write them out, draw them out. Okay. Pisces, sun, moon, rising. Boy, the story really is about you, Pisces, with that powerful full moon we just had, amplifying that Neptune and Saturn energy is really about your whole moving forward, who you are as in terms of your life. And this could be a time where the next 2 years could become incredibly creative, incredibly opportune in terms of really expressing yourself in any sort of therapeutic, artistic, psychic way. And that this is going to be a time that if you're looking to work in that, get work done in that, or work on yourself in that, any of those ways are going to be really powerful manifestations for you over this next 7 to 10 days. And any of those commitments you make to thine self is going to pay off for you as you get into towards your birthday and that energy. And 2025 is all about you letting go of the old self and welcoming in your new self and that new trajectory. So it's pretty exciting for those Pisces. And again, you can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. And all my social media, my Facebook page is there. And that's all I have. I have nothing else. If anyone reaches out to you on any platform claiming to be me, offering you readings, that's not me. I will never reach out to you on any social media platform. You can ask any of my friends who leave me messages. They'll tell you themselves. Anyway, I'm sort of teasing. Okay, well, let's get to, we've got some callers. Let's go to the first one. We have got Chris in Oak Bank, Manitoba. Oh my gosh, Chris.
Hi.
Hello, Chris. Welcome. My name is Bernice, and I'm here to be of service to you. How can I be of service to you today?
I think I'm just looking for what could be coming at me within the next couple of months. What to expect, good, bad, ugly, whatever.
Oh, he's like, roll the dice. Let's see what's showing up, B. Okay, Spin. Well, let's do a little exercise. Can you just count backwards for me from 7 out loud slowly, please?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you. We're going to do a fun little exercise with your chakras. And you don't have to know anything about chakras, but if you do, it's an added bonus. So let's get started. We're going to start at number 7, your crown chakra, your mind, your ideas, your thoughts and dreams. And so this next few months, there's going to be creative ideas about your independence. You're going to be really thinking about maybe how to branch out on your own, how to monopolize your talents, your creative endeavors, your creative ideas, how to possibly bring work even closer to home, or how to have more flexibility in what you're doing. And that's going to be a big piece for you. I do feel like you have help around you for this. I do feel like you could have, friends and family right around you, people willing to offer a hand. So I do think that your opportunities to be closer to home or work closer to home are going to be amping up for you. That could be also working on your house. So if you have a big yard, it could be lots of grass cutting, and lots of snow to clear. But let's keep going. Let's go to your third eye. There is opportunities for you right now to move forward in a process, and you could get interviewed, you could get called on, you can go through a process of promotion though. So I feel like whatever this is not lateral for you. It feels like it's a moving up, moving forward, getting, and that could even just be in terms of status, pay, recognition. There's something quite successful for you. I would even say you would know by May, June, very much so. And that you would very much look forward to this coming summer. Knowing that there's something that is shored up for you in terms of work, communications, earnings, something that you're quite pleased about. And I feel like even since maybe September now, and over the next few months, it might feel like there's lots coming at you fast and furious, but know that I feel like you could be making decisions, say, on people, decisions on work. And, it's ironic because when I say that, I feel like there's two men, you could be two masculines you could be dealing with, and I feel like one is very helpful and one is very challenging. And you could successfully navigate some challenging communications with a masculine figure. One seems to be a water sign and one seems to be an air sign. I feel like the air sign is one that there could be some challenges with, one that you have to very much navigate the conversation. I feel like there's offers or opportunities, negotiations, money, something being put forward to you. And I feel like even within months, and again, come the spring. So there's something really quite positive around that. You have, I would accept invitations that are being issued out to you because I feel like it's leading to something solid in terms of partnerships. I could mean work partnerships, or you certainly have some romantic times in front of you that I feel like there's plans, offers, or opportunities. And there's also something about plans to get away. And I feel like there's even putting money down on a trip, putting money down on some travel that you'll know about within 6 days, 6 weeks. So I'm going to say 6 weeks. There's something about putting money down on a trip that looks really quite good. And I feel like I'm going to leave you with one last piece. The October seems to be, by the end of October, there's some sort of yes coming to you, very much financial news, written communication, something that's very much a yes that you could be quite pleased about. And it does come in either email or form. And I feel like it could have everything to do with things you've earned. I hope you win it, but you might have earned it inside. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for connecting with me today. Have a great one.
You bet. Have a great day.
All right. I have Irene in Edinburgh, Scotland. Irene.
Hi. Hello there.
Hello, my beautiful lady. My name is Bernice Bisson. I'm in Canada, and I'm here to be of service to you. I have a few minutes. How can I help you?
Just general reading, anything that you pick up. What is it you do? Is it mediumship, spirit?
Well, I'm a psychic medium, and so let's just see what I have for you in terms of messages. And I have a few minutes, and let me just see what I have for you in terms of any messages. Would that be helpful?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. There is the first thing that shows up for me is funny. The flag of St. George. So I find that kind of funny, but I feel like if I thought about messages, there's two men. I know we've lost lots of people in our lives, but there seems to be two men that show up that I would actually say show up in your house quite a bit. They show up. I want to say one is a man who may have died in the 1990s, and one would be another man who only died in the last few years, two or 3 years. And if I just thought of just spiritual energies, and I feel like one of the reasons that they're showing up is that I keep seeing somebody who has maybe some hospital or healthcare, has some possibly an operation coming, and that I feel like you are in a place where you might have to provide supports to them, run around for them, take them around, or provide supports. I feel like that just know that you are supported in all of this, and know, because I feel like your obligations seem to tighten, and that whoever is in that healthcare position, the care is good, and that there seems to be, it feels like it's a good piece. I feel like it's quite helpful in some way. I also feel like there is the need to really maybe define, because I feel like you might be caught in the middle of conflict, and that you could have a woman who could be quite difficult, and she could be saying no a lot, being very resistant, being kind of a challenge. And I feel like you're getting sandwiched a little bit in this, and you're like, I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help is all I keep hearing. I'm just trying to help.
Yes. Yeah, it's mum and dad,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, the both. Mum's just had a cancer operation, and dad's quite unwell. And I'm wondering if the two males that are about, I think I know who they are. I think one of them might be my brother, but he just passed in December there. He left mum and dad and helped.
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you. He could have, like, the one man would have passed recently, and then a man who passed like a while ago, like possibly the 1997 or like long time. And they show up in your house quite a bit, and just know that your parents, and I'm sending so much love to you and your family, my girl, that I feel like they're in good hands. And so if that's who I've been referring to, just know that you're getting sandwiched a little bit, and your brother shows up a lot. And, I don't know what, I keep seeing, I'm just going to say this, so I hope I'm not going to get any hate mail, but I just have to say this, but I keep seeing the flag of St. George, and he keeps saying that to me. And I don't know, I don't know that that's, I feel like he means like football. I think that's what he means. And I don't know why, but I'll leave that for now.
I don't know either. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I just leave that. But I also feel like there's something that you could even be moving your parent from your home, or are they, I guess, is your mom going to be in the hospital for a bit?
Mum's just got out of hospital.
She just got out. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're still in their own home, which is next to mine. But I've got some adaptations done to the house to make it comfortable for them.
That's good. That's good. You know what a lovely daughter you are. I just want to say that. No, really, that you know, that's very. Your parents.
I gave up. I gave up my job to help them just now, but I've got no income at all, just to try and, because we've been grieving for my brother having passed away, and then mum and dad are very ill, so I have to help them and get them on their feet again. Yeah.
And know that I just want to say, first of all, you are a beautiful daughter, and I'm going to call. I just feel like you're in my prayers tonight for sure, because I know that that things feel very challenging right now for you.
Yeah.
Just know that I feel like that your parents are in good hands, that there is something about you'll have to fill out some paperwork, and I feel like this is really like important paperwork. And when you mentioned your income, I do think that I feel like you might talk to a social worker at, like, in terms of your parents, like somebody who works in the community or works with community, and that you're going to find that there's some sort of caregiver benefits, or there's something you're going to apply for that is going to help you with a little bit of money. Now, it's never enough, I understand, but there's something about this, and that there could be connected to your parents, like, I'm going to call them a social worker, because I don't know what they might be called where you are, but I actually feel like this woman will be quite helpful in getting some sort of application so that you have some caregiver funds. And that I feel like they come in and just like it's not a lot. I actually think that it could only be like $300 or every 2 weeks, $600 a month, but there's something to apply for with that, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, and know you are loved. Your brother is in your house a lot, and I just feel like he's noisy, so you'll hear him banging around, and it's him.
Oh, I know. Thank you so much.
With love, my beautiful friend, and thank you for tuning in to Psychic Tuesdays with Sweet Bee, A1R Psychic Radio, and Moonstruck Television. You can find me at bernicebissotpsychic.com.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host for this segment, Lady D. I hope you've all had an amazing week. So this week with the astrology, we just had that eclipse happen a couple of days ago. That was in Pisces. In 2 weeks' time, we will have a solar eclipse that will be in Libra. So that will be on the 2nd of October. But this week, what we've got coming up, we've got, I feel like this is going to be a sort of a more of an easygoing week than what we've had the last few weeks with the astrology. We've got a square from Mercury to Jupiter. That's going to be there for the week. So with that, that's going to be, it's not like with communication here. So, and I feel like there are some aspects to Mercury that might make people feel a little bit down. And it may have already been feeling that energy past week or so, because we've got this square to Jupiter. So it's like we haven't got luck with communication here. And Mercury rules communication, but also our mind. But in saying that, we do have Venus trine Jupiter, which is luck when it comes to money and relationships. So with that aspect, you might meet someone new. You might be wanting to go out with your friends or loved ones, or just be more social with them and going out, and things sort of are on track with that. We've also got a tri with Mercury and Uranus, so that could bring about some positive, unexpected communication that's coming up there. We have Saturn that's opposite Mercury. So that's why I said it could be some elements there which might make people feel a little bit, not uneasy, but a little bit low, a little bit down. It's just some aspects that we've got coming up there. We've also got, we've got tri with Mercury, Uranus. We've got also a tri with Mars and Saturn. So I feel like that's about giving us that motivation if anything comes up, giving that motivation to sort of work our way through that problem or that situation, not wanting to sort of back down, wanting to be able to go ahead and not letting it sort of phase us or bother us. We've also got Venus moving into Scorpio. So that is going to be on the 24th. And the opposition from Saturn to Mercury ends on the 23rd. The 24th, when we got the Venus moving into Scorpio, I feel like that's going to be about a lot of newness, a lot of like fun things. It also could be bringing up things, a sense of loyalty or a sense of trust. When we're looking into Scorpio, you might be looking at dealings with money with other people and partnerships with that. You might also be looking at trying new things, like experimenting as well. It could be also a sense of looking at certain relationships and looking at certain issues with relationships that are coming up with that Venus into Scorpio as well. What else I got coming up this week? I've just got just be happy. I've got like, if you haven't done something wrong, I feel like this week that don't say sorry or don't apologize for something that you haven't done wrong. I feel like that's a very strong sense this week. I feel like also a lot of self-pride that's coming up. It could be a sense where you feel like for some people, they might feel a bit unbalanced, where you're giving a lot but not getting anything back in return. I feel like people might seem like they're a little bit demanding this week. And I feel like it could be a sense of wanting to get things done right, especially when it comes to communication here. We've still got that Mercury in Virgo. So that will be coming out next week going into Libra, which is more of a calmer energy. So let's go to the caller. So we've got here Maureen, who's in Northern Carolina in America. So hello, Maureen. How are you?
Very good. How are you tonight?
I'm good. So it's an afternoon here for me. So good night to you. To me, it's 1 o'clock here in the day for me. So how can I help you today?
For you.
Yeah. How can I help you today?
I need some help with my love life, basically. That's what I'm really focusing on right now.
Okay. All right. So with your partner, is there trust issues there? Like not you, is it trust with them, with you? I just like this. I feel trust. I'm getting trust issues coming up here.
Okay. It would be new love.
Okay. This is new. So maybe I'm thinking the trust could be someone old then. Okay, let's have a look. New love. I feel like the person I feel like they're not ready. Like they're not ready yet. They're not ready to jump all in. They're sort of holding back a little bit, and it's like they've got their cards close to their chest, that they're not revealing everything to you. They want to tell you everything. I feel like this person's been very hurt in the past, and I feel like that I'm just giving not ready. They're not ready. They're not ready. They are open for fun. They are open to have like a fun friendship that's coming up. But I feel like it's going to take time. And I just feel like it's due to like past relationships, or it's like this person's been really hurt, or like their heart's been bruised. So I feel like it's going to take them a little bit longer to open up or to get where you are. So I feel like you're ready. You're waiting. Like you just want to have someone with you. You're also wanting to have that loyalty there as well. But I feel like for you, you're ready, and there's a sense of like eagerness too.
You're right.
Okay. I'm gonna say by the end of October, you know where you stand, and I feel like that this person, like I kind of feel like you might wait for them. I feel like that. I don't know, you're drawn to this person, like they're kind of very special. And I kind of feel like that you might be like sort of waiting for them to sort of get to where you are. I don't see an ending there just yet, although it's not smooth sailing, but I'm not feeling like he's not like they're not the one. I'm not getting like a no. I'm just getting it's more like you're going to wait. But it's something by the end of October where you know where you stand and you know what's going to happen. I feel like you are going to have some fun with this person. I just feel like they're just being quite cautious in where they are too. I also feel like your family love you. Your family love you very much as well. Okay.
Yes.
You got a son as well?
Yes.
Are they old? Are they like older?
My son. Yeah, he's an adult. He's in his 40s. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I feel like this is to do your son. This card is about leaving or moving on. I just feel like wherever it is that he is in, and I feel like there's a sense of moving on. Like he can't stay where he is. I don't know if this is a relationship or it's a physical move, but I just feel like this card, when I put it out, I just heard like son, and I just heard someone say they can't stay where they are. So I feel like that he's going to be moving on to something new, but I feel like this move will be quite positive. I feel like he's had a hard time, and this is going to be, it's finding who he is. I feel like he's quite loving. He's quite loving too.
Yeah.
Is he a family man as well?
Yes, definitely.
I just feel like he loves his children. I do get 2 children around him, but he loves them to bits. He does the best for the family as well.
Yes, he does.
For you, good. For you, I feel like you're not, for you, in terms of relationships, I don't see you being alone forever. I feel like you are going to have that positive mindset, that love there. I feel like it is going to come in around you, and I feel like there is a relationship that's going to come in it's going to be there for a long time, or there till the end of your life. I feel like that when you meet this person, like there's no mucking around, like you both be on the same page. You both have been hurt before. You both had previous relationships, like long-term relationships that haven't worked out, but you're both at that same point where you won't have to wait for them to catch up to you. That person, that might be coming in next year for you, possibly around July. I feel like it's a chance meeting them. It's something that's just meant to happen. Like it's a meeting of chance. There might even be talk. I don't think you're going to get married again, but there might be talks of a wedding, but I don't think you're going to get married again. Maybe it's just like talking about it, or you're going to be like a married couple.
Okay.
I feel like the person that you've got around you at the moment, I'm hearing it's fun. It's going to be fun. Just take it as it goes, and so just see where you end up with it is what I feel like. There is a sense of cautiousness. In the end, I feel like you'll make the right decision of where you're going to go. You can be a little bit stubborn, I can see as well. And I don't feel that's a bad thing. But I just like this long-term relationship that I see, it's like you're both on this same page, like you both know. And I feel like even this person, they've got kids that are grown up too, but your kids are like their kids, like they're a good role model, or they're a good, like, not like they're going to be a father figure, but I just feel they have that energy about them. They're kind, is what I feel like.
Good.
Do you have any questions for me? Yeah.
No, I think you've pretty much told me a lot of what's going on. I think I know what you told me with the love. I'm just really lonely right now. So
I know. We all get that way, and I understand it. But sometimes I think too, when you see other relationships around you, and sometimes you think, sometimes you see other relationships and you think, I don't want that. Or sometimes it's better,
definitely.
Sometimes it's better to just wait for the right person to come along than hurry something that might not put you in a great situation.
Exactly. I need to learn patience. That's one of my problems. I know that.
Okay. you get that. That's okay. That comes. It's not. Even I get impatient too. But everything, unfortunately, is divine timing, and it's when it's meant to happen.
Oh yeah, I believe that. Well, thank you so much for my reading. I really appreciate that.
No problem. You have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. So I hope you all have an amazing week this week. If you want to contact me for a reading, you can. And I will be next Sunday. I will be at Central Coast in Mingara in Sydney. That's Central Coast there in New South Wales. And that will be on next Sunday. And I've got a number of fairs coming up too. But if you want to contact me, you can through my Facebook is Lady D Psychic Parties. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties. My Instagram is Lady D Psychic. My TikTok is Lady D Psychic. And my YouTube channel, which I've done some predictions lately to do using astrology charts with world predictions. I've got there with the US election. It's a video that I've just put up last week. But that you can see that on Lady D. If you can't find it underneath that, just look up Danielle Psychic and my channel should come up then. So I hope you all have an amazing week, and I'll see you same time, same place next week. So bye. Bye for now.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Sacred Insight with Andrea Baker. Live from mindbodynourish.etsy.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Sacred Insight on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sacred Insights. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much. Well, I hope everyone is doing well and having a good week so far. And we were going to chat for a minute about some change that is on the horizon. So being open to new beginnings, experiencing a lot of what was not clear coming to light, which that's a good thing. So there's like karmic completion happening with a lot of patterns and things that a lot of people have gone through in life. And Spirit is asking us to stay focused on being in gratitude. This is kind of like giving this pattern of having lack mindset because having gone through a lot of difficulties and challenges, and kind of taking that road of learning a lot of lessons from it, which there is purpose to that. But now it's time to change our focus and just really being grateful for everything that you've overcame. You know, you're a very strong person. And so starting to focus on that and no longer allowing people or situations that you had to deal with to kind of bring you down. And there's going to be a changing and lightening up of your energy when you do this. Now, I was picking up on people around you that are more ego focused. They're not really heart focused. They're not really on like a healing journey or a spiritual path necessarily, or they just haven't learned much from being on, you know, the lessons that they've gone through. And it's not to be judging of them or anything like that. It's just understanding where they're coming from and knowing that you don't have to continue on with those negative patterns that you may have had to deal with. But the guides and angels are talking about a lot of things changing for the better. And so they really want you to stay focused on that gratitude, knowing that all things are coming to light. And there's going to be a lot of change, and you're not having to deal anymore with all that stuff that you went through. So there's this heart opening happening, and, you know, focusing on self-love for the person that you've become, because in going through all this, it has prepared you for what is to come. Now you're able to be open to receive, whereas before you weren't quite ready for that. So that's just a little message your guides and angels wanted to bring. Okay, now we're going to take a caller, and we have Brittany from Greenville. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. So how can I help you?
I was just looking for like a general reading.
Okay. Let me.
General reading or love or something along those lines.
Sure. Yeah. Or do you want like a specific love reading, or because you'll get more specific answers, but whatever it works.
I'll just do general. It'll be all right.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem. let me just tune in and see what comes through. I don't know, I'm seeing the color purplish blue, like indigo, which is third eye. If we're talking about chakras, that's third eye, which is about intuition. So the power of purpose, and I'm seeing a labyrinth. This card that I'm pulling for you has a labyrinth. That's hard to say for me on it. And this is like spiraling around, going around, branching out, but coming back. It's hard to, what I'm trying to say is like you're coming back to some kind of old scenario, but seeing it from a higher perspective, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Now, healing the heart as well is coming up, and there's some kind of, I feel like this is saying that you've gone through a transformation through pain and hardship having to do with what it does feel like love to me. And now you're realizing the things that you've learned from those experiences. And you're seeing them from a higher perspective and from a deeper place within your heart. And it feels like a lot more peace is that you're experiencing more peace because of this.
Okay.
Let's see what else. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. I'm in probably a healthier relationship than I think I've ever been in.
Oh, okay. Now, the Grand Symphony is really like this energy of you branching out your energy into something new. And so I'm going to see what that is. I can get guidance on that. Oops, I was looking for. You're branching out your energy into something new. Like there's something that you've broken free from. And this is allowing more to come in, something different and new to come in for you. Okay, so there's guidance here for you to slow down and get clear and enjoy the present moments. Allow what you feel to come to just like be present and, be aware of it. But know that it's saying emotions are energy and motion. So your emotions don't define who you are. They fluctuate so much and they come and go so much. So whatever, comes up, just allow it to be. And just experience whatever you're experiencing in the present moment. Don't hold on to it. So there's a slowing down and becoming aware of what is coming up for you, because I feel like stuff is coming up for you that is going to give you more insight into things that happen and into some stuff from earlier life or childhood for you. And it's going to help you be more solid and build a stable foundation in your life in general.
Okay.
Don't be attached to the outcome. There's a message of letting go of control. And basically this spiritual light, a beautiful healing spiritual light that is with us, at all times, to make room, like make light and room in your energy by letting go of control or letting go of attachment to any outcomes. It's just this very peaceful energy that you're moving into, but it just requires you to kind of like slow down a little bit, be more connected to your body, be more connected to your environment, like you're just the earth, and just basically getting out of your head so much and kind of more in tune with yourself and your spirit. And this is helping with creating more of a solid foundation stability for you and just in any area of life that you would like, whether that be finances, health, relationships, anything like that. So it's almost like I'm feeling like to say also to call in the light, put light around you, and then just kind of feel into that light and feel into that peace. And things are changing and adjusting. So don't hold on specifically to how you think it needs to unfold, because they're saying there's beautiful surprises in store for you. Now, it does also, I've got a lot of chakra cards here, well, a couple of them. And so the meditations, like looking into doing maybe some chakra meditations, you can easily find those on YouTube. And just that's opening up your energy centers. What's that? Did you say something? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. Okay. Opening up your energy centers, by visualizing those colors and the light. So there's a lot with the light, and I'm feeling like this is talking about bringing light into your energy body and starting to expand that. And it will bring in a lot of changes and a lot of openness and new things, more blessings, just because clearing out our energy is something that is important. And when we do that, it's helping us to let go of things that we're carrying and holding on to that aren't really serving us. And so, yeah, that's basically your message right there, is just working on that, working on being present, grounded, and working with your energy in a way that is just bringing it up to a new level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. I agree.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And write down your dreams, they're saying.
What was that?
Have a dream journal. Write down your dreams in the morning when you first wake up.
They've been crazy lately, so.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining me. If you want to check out any of the services I offer, you can go to stand.store/mediumandrea. Bye.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Angelic Insights and Healing with Margaret Phillips. Live from AngelsAlwaysAroundUs.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Angelic Insights and Healing on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. I am Margaret Phillips. I am the owner of Angels Always Around Us. For those of you who don't know, I am a psychic medium, a life coach, a Reiki master, a shamanic energy healer, a pranic energy healer, and a certified hypnotherapist. I am glad you all could join me today, whether you are joining me live or watching the replay. Thank you for giving some of your time with me and sharing your time with me. Just a couple quick announcements of some upcoming events. This Thursday, September 26th at 6 p.m. at the Awaken Center and Plymouth Meeting Mall in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania, we are having our Special Angels Game Night. This is an inclusive night for those with and without disabilities to come together, play some games, have some fun, socialize, and just kind of do all that in a nice, safe, comfortable space. So if you're around in the area, please come out, play some games with us. The more the merrier. Also on Thursday, October 3rd, I cannot believe I'm saying October already. It does not seem like the end of the year should be approaching so fast, but it is. So Thursday, October 3rd at 6:30 p.m. is my Healing Through Empowerment Women's Group at the Awaken Center at the Plymouth Meeting Mall in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. So if you want to come out through that, we do different things. That meets the first Thursday of every month. We do spirit animal journeys, meditation, energy healing, all kinds of things. Just show up and bring yourself, and we will work on your next step in the journey and your next step towards healing. Just so you know, you can find me on my website at angelsalwaysaroundus.com. You can also find me on my Facebook page, which is also Angels Always Around Us. You can find me on Instagram at Angel Margaret P. And you can also find me on TikTok at Angel Margaret P. So we are looking for a caller. Hopefully they will get one on for us soon. But in the meantime, I guess I will just continue a little bit more. Again, our game night this Thursday, and that game night happens every fourth Thursday of the month. Donations are welcome but not required, and it looks like we have a caller on the line. Perfect timing. Hi, how can I help you today? Tina in Dallas, Georgia.
I recently lost my mother, and I just wanted to see if there was any messages that would come through.
Okay, what was your mother's first name?
Marsha.
And like within the last few months recently?
August 15th.
August 15th. Okay, within the last few months. Okay, give me a minute. Let me see if we can get her to come through for you. Also, I want to let you know if for some reason she does not come through, that does not mean that she's mad at you or upset with you in any way. People on the other side have work to do, just like we have work to do here, only theirs is a lot more, a lot less strenuous, a lot less taxing, and feels more fun from what I've been told. So give me a minute. Let me see if I can connect with her, and I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So as I said, sometimes our loved ones aren't always available. I'm not receiving from Marcia. However, I am getting another message while I was I have this little prayer I say to get to people on the other side. While I was doing my prayer, I heard this woman come through and she goes, "No, wait, I really need to talk to her. Marcia can't talk." And what I feel is she feels like a great aunt. So this would be like a second generation type thing, not your mother's sister, but like, the next line up. And what this woman is telling me is she comes through and first of all, she says that she wants you to know that you are loved more than you can ever imagine. I don't know exactly what you're going through, that she feels that this message is urgent for you to feel and to hear, but she wants you to know, not only on, with your deceased loved ones, but she wants you to know the angels, the divine, you are truly loved. She says that she wants you to know that you have more strength within you than you know. She says, I know you miss your mom, and I know you love your mom, and I know you feel like it's very hard to go on without her. But she says, I want you to know that you do have the strength, and you do have a mission. You do have a purpose here. You have a reason for being here. You have things you have to fulfill. And she wants you to start working harder on that. She says there are people out there in the world you're supposed to be helping.
Okay. Do you know anything else about what I'm supposed to be doing?
It looks like you're supposed to be working in some kind of community setting. It looks like I see you with a mix of families, like of all ages. It looks like you're supposed to be helping them in some sort of way. And again, she says, we have great work for you to do. She says, we are all here. We are supporting you. You may not be able to feel it. And she says, I know more days than not, you feel like you want to pull your hair out and you're in distress and you just don't understand.
I my dad's death was hard, and her death is so much harder.
But it was her time. And more importantly, like, this is your time to rise out of the ashes. This is your time to become the phoenix. You have that strength inside you to carry on. And I know it can be devastating to lose a parent or to lose any loved one, but you still have work to do here. You have people you are supposed to help. As you work through that, as you start trying to help other people, whether that be your 9 to 5 or you volunteer at a community center near you or something like that, as you help them, it will actually help to fill the hole you feel missing your mom. Does that make any sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see what else she has.
Okay.
And then the other thing I see is she's got this little brown dog running around her feet. And the dog's like all excited, like little dogs get. And the dog says, I'm here, I'll be waiting for her. But she's got a long time yet. Again, we got lots of stuff to do. Our pets on the other side, they wait for us until it's, whether it be, a few months, a few decades. They wait for us when we pass. They're there at the Rainbow Bridge and they welcome us. And this dog is so eager, but at the same time, he's like, I'm here and I'll still be this excited when she gets here, but not time. She's got lots of work to do yet. And the dog says she wants you to remember that, you have lots of love to give. You have love to give other people. You are able to help other people. You've got lots of spirits on the other side. Animals don't always come through like this for me, so this is important. You've got people helping you, ready. You've got all these people, all these spiritual helpers are behind you. allowing you, they're putting things on your path to allow you to complete your mission. You just kind of have to trust the process. I hope that was helpful.
And go with the flow.
Yes. And listen to spirit. Okay. Look for signs, look for repetitive numbers, look for symbols, things like that. I hope that was helpful for you. We are almost out of time.
Okay, I appreciate it, and yes, it did.
Good.
Do you see a white and black dog by any chance? And that was my last question. I know we're almost out of time.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do not. Just the little brown one's the only one that came through. Like I said, animals don't always come through. When animals come through for me, they've got a special message going on.
Okay, well, I appreciate your message, and I thank you.
You're welcome.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Love Life with Katana Star. Katana Star. Live from katanastar.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, ask1radio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Love Life on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm Katie, and you're joining me from Tasmania, Australia. It's currently 12:15 p.m. Friday here. How is everyone? I hope everyone's really good. I'm really excited to be doing my second show. And I'm going to start out by doing a collective card for everybody who's listening. And I'm going to be taking a call as well. So I'm really excited. Last time it went really fast. So, I'm going to get straight into it. It's been quite intense energy this week. As most people know, we had a lunar eclipse in Pisces. And since then, I've really been feeling, particularly me, I've been just feeling so much being released in terms of reflective energies that, that are no longer serving my higher purpose. And a lot of people, I believe, are feeling the same. So, it's been quite a good week. I've got lots done. I've been busy. Now, I'm going to ask for a collective message, and then we'll get into a call as soon as possible. All right, collective message. Here we go. We've had a flyer. And look at this. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. This is cool. This is a really successful card, especially when it comes to planning for finances and, business-related things. And I also see it as a family card too. It can be a sign of comfort and stability in the home, especially so that, so that's telling me, especially after this big energy shift with the eclipse, people are really starting to prioritise their home life and family life and planning for business success and things like that. So whether it's not business or it could just be doing things around the home or, things are coming together. It's a really happy, positive card, this one. And you only have to look at the picture there. It's got the family in the background and all the pentacles there. And it's a good sign for health and success and all that sort of stuff too. It can also mean an inheritance. So there's the collective card for today. I hope it's relevant to whoever's listening. So I'm happy to take a call. I'm not sure if I've got someone there just yet. I'm just seeing if I'm looking in. Here we go. Carolyn, I can see. All right, I'm going to write the name down this time. Hello, Carolyn. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. Fine, thank you.
That's great. Thanks for calling. I've just written your name down because last week I remembered the name to start with and then halfway through I forgot. I started saying another name. So what can I do for you today, Caroline? I've got my tarot deck and my oracle decks with me, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have to the best of my ability.
Well, I just don't know what to ask. Let's see. Can I ask about my brother? Who's going through some tough times, or does it have to be about me?
It can be anything you want. So wherever your energy's feeling drawn at the moment, if that's with your brother, then I'm more than happy to ask the cards to bring through some messages about your brother. And well, we'll just say they're quite magic how they work. I can't anticipate what's going to come out. I just sort of go with the flow. Did you have a specific question to do with your brother? Because the more accurate your question is, or the more specific your question is, the more specific I can be with my answer.
Okay. It's a health question. It's about his health right now.
So
I'm
it's
trying
about
to
a
deal
current
with
health.
him.
All right. So we're just wanting some advice from the cards on his current health situation and how, some advice for you on how to manage that. Is that right?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right, just give me a moment. I'll focus. All right. One fly out. Two fly out. I'm going to go one more. Okay. All right, Carolyn, look, straight out, the first one that came out is the Chariot. Now, this is interesting. This came out last week. In relation to a health question, I see this as a really positive sign, okay? This is an indication that there is definitely determination and strength to push on and overcome any challenges to do with his health, okay? It can mean that you might need to travel to consult with some medical advice or to travel, perhaps even look without the vicinity of where you normally live, to be able to seek advice on that. And the reason I'm saying that, and the reason I do see travel here, is because there's the Six of Swords that came out right with it. Now, the Six of Swords is a travel card too, but it's also a beautiful sign that you're coming through smoother waters. When these two are together, it's a really good sign that the journey that you've been on, and it normally has been quite a difficult journey, particularly in relation to his health. I can see that, just from the Chariot alone, that things have been up and down, but you're moving forward. Things are going to start to look up very, very soon, if not now already. And that's what this card's all about too. There's support there. The Six of Swords is all about drawing upon your support networks. So really call upon support that you might have from family or friends at the moment. They are there, okay? It's also a sign that, again, that you might be travelling somewhere, or you might be looking outside the vicinity of where you live to get support and advice in relation to managing his health. Okay. Now, the Two of Wands here is a beautiful sign to show that there's strength and partnership surrounding this as well. So keep thinking about possibilities. This is a card of putting plans in place. So this is telling me at the moment you may have already considered some options to do with his health and how that treatment might look. This is the card to say you're on the right track, okay? So whatever those things that you've been considering or thinking about, this is a positive sign, and it can normally involve a partnership, okay? So whether that's you going with your brother somewhere or working with your brother, or him, having the partnership and support of somebody else to be able to help with his health condition. I am getting really positive energy here, Carolyn. I am getting that it's going to be okay. There is still a journey ahead. But again, there's the support there, there's the determination and the sheer will to push on here. Do you have any questions? Because I'll keep going. I'll keep pulling some more cards on top of that.
No, I really don't. I don't know. What do you see for me? What about my future and my husband's job? My future was traveling with my husband.
Right. Okay. Well, that's really interesting because that really came through strongly there in the cards with the travel aspect. Now, I'm going to bring a modern oracle out for you too, Carolyn, just to give you some more advice too. Here we go. Here's one here. Look, again, this has come out. This is the family support, comfort, stability, and really strongly, again, like I got with the Six of Swords there, this is a reminder of how much support that there is really there for you. I'm not doubting that you know that, but this is just really honing in to say turn to your family, turn to comfort, turn to support, because they're there and they're going to be there, 100% behind this journey. And, like I said, feel free to interrupt me at any time. I'm going to keep going because we've still got a little bit of time. I'm going to ask the cards here for any more messages you might need in relation to this. Here we go. This one's flown out. Okay, new home, new improvement. Okay, this can mean a couple of different things. All right, this does normally mean an indication that things are going to get easier and things are going to start improving in home life. He may need some modifications made to his home where he's currently living, or it can actually mean moving house, all right? So which is interesting because there were really two strong energies with travel there. So I don't know if he's going to relocate or if that's something, or if it's moving closer to family or something like that, but that might make more sense to you than me. That's the general energy of that card. Mm-hmm. It means new home improvement, okay? You might even be renovating, but this is, the energy really is, I suppose, around the question to do with your brother. I do see things being okay, all right? I'm going to ask again for a general message about his health. There's something about taking a chance and taking a leap of faith, okay? Now, if that's not self-explanatory enough, there might be, with this earlier thought or I'm not sure if you can see the screen or not there, Carolyn, but I'm holding the cards up showing you the pictures just to show that, in the Two of Staves card here that's in the early idea stages of plans and putting things in place. She's gazing out the window and thinking about what she's going to do. This card here, the Take a Chance card, is really, again, reinforcing to do that and to start thinking about possibilities and you've definitely got the support there, okay? You've definitely got the support there, the family support. There is, I do see a lot more consultations coming up here, health checkups and healing. But again, look, there's going to be some changes made around diet, lifestyle, all that sort of stuff. That's common sense anyway. But the cards are really coming through quite strongly here and what this is going to look like. I do see, some really positive changes happening here with a little bit of lifestyle adjustment, continual, support there. I really get good energy there. So
thank you.
I feel that's
all right.
Sorry, you go.
I said that's good news. Good, thank you.
It is. Yeah, it is good news. Look, there is not one negative card there that I got. I do see it as a journey, like I said, and in summary, it is about just making those lifestyle changes and modifications and, but I do definitely see things looking up, and it's a really good sign that you've got a lot of support and comfort and stability, especially from family, and he's, I do get that he's very appreciative of that,
Yeah.
Is he the kind of person that doesn't like asking for help? Because I kind of got that there. I got that sort of urge that he might be a bit reluctant to ask for support.
Yes, very much.
Yeah. So you just keep reminding him that you're there. Yeah, I did get that feeling then. I didn't even pull a card on that. But look, you just keep reminding him that you're there, okay? And you keep drawing upon your family for support too, because it is a journey, but you're going to be fine. I really do see that. That's what the cards are saying anyway. So, look, I've only got about 30 seconds left, Carolyn, but thank you so much for your phone call, and I'm wishing your brother all the best and sending healing. And, all best with it. Take a leap of faith.
Thank you very much.
No problem at all. Have a beautiful day or evening where you are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was 30 seconds. I think I just had the reminder there. I'm not sure if that was 30 seconds that I'm meant to be on the phone or 30 seconds to just go, whatever. But I'm going to say thank you to everyone who's listened and who's watching. I'll be back same time next week, and have a beautiful evening or a beautiful day.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Stellar Parenting with Brandy Kahn. Live from BrandyCahn.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Stellar Parent on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday, and welcome to Stellar Parenting with Brandy. I am your host, Brandy Kahn, and I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I also hold a Master of Science degree in psychology with a specialization in child and adolescent development. I'm super passionate about teaching parents and teachers and guardians how to combine the magic from the stars and the planets with the art of intentionally and consciously raising our children. You can find me at brandycahn.com. That's Brandy with an I, and Kahn is Khan. And if you'd like to be on my priority list to be a caller on this show, please join my Facebook group, Psychology Infused Astrology. And I have exciting news for today. We're actually going to open up the phone lines, and I'm going to take a caller. So if you have questions about your child's natal chart, you just want to know about their chart, please give us a call today. And what I will need their date of birth, their exact time of birth that's listed on their birth certificate, and the location of their birth. So I look forward to hearing from you. So on today's show, I'm going to share the most important thing that you should do, that you should remember when your child is in the middle of a meltdown, and also how that relates to their natal chart. But before we get started with that, let's dive into our weekly series in the Spotlight. And in this series, every week I'm sharing either a planet or a luminary that is in a particular sign. And you want to listen carefully and pay special attention, because this could actually be a placement that shows up in your child's natal chart. Okay? So we are going to start with the moon in the sign of, drumroll please, Pisces. Does your child have their moon in Pisces? If so, you want to listen up, okay? So in astrology, the moon is a luminary that's associated with our feelings, our emotions, our level of sensitivity, what makes us feel safe, what makes us feel nurtured, what our needs are, and also our intuition as well. And when we take the moon and we put her in the beautiful sign of Pisces, this is one of the most sensitive placements that I have seen in a natal chart, if not the most sensitive. People with their moon in Pisces tend to be extremely sensitive energetically and physically. So Pisces is a mutable water sign. And what that means is that flexibility and the emotional landscape are really emphasized in the natal chart where you've got a Pisces moon. So children who have their moon in Pisces can be extremely receptive, extremely sensitive, very easily influenced by everyone and everything around them, okay? And it's almost like they're an energetic sponge, okay? These are the kids that can pick up on vibes and energy all around them from the environment. And then it may be a little confusing for them, because then they feel as if the emotions are their own, that the emotions belong to them, and they don't really understand that they are just experiencing somebody else's energy that's around them. So one of the most important and helpful things you can do as a parent who has a child with their moon in the sign of Pisces, you want to teach a certain measure and level of objectivity. And that's very important, because with that Pisces moon and other major Pisces placements, sometimes there's a tendency, if that Pisces energy is even slightly out of balance, to feel very misunderstood and even to feel a little victimized at times, okay? And there may also be a tendency to live in a dream world or a fantasy world. So dreaming, fantasy, all of that make-believe is very important with Pisces. And, for the child with their moon in Pisces, that make-believe place might be much more preferable than the world that they're living in. So there may be a tendency to daydream and just kind of live in your own fantasy world, with a young child with Pisces, moon in Pisces. But because emotion is so strong for these children, they tend to have tremendous creative potential, huge creative potential, and also a very vivid imagination. So they are very attuned to music, art, poetry, dance, photography, theater. Any type of creative expression is going to be very, very strong for these children. So as mom and dad, the parent or the guardian, what you really want to do, you want to encourage your child with their moon in Pisces, help them to discover how they want to express their creative genius. What is it that they want to do with all of this creative energy that they've been gifted with this incarnation? And it would be a huge thing, a huge contribution to the development of their soul, with you as parent helping them define that and figure that out when they are young. You might even have a teenager. Let's say you have a teenager who has their moon in Pisces. Pisces is also the sign of healing. So this teenager may be interested in working with energy, working with Reiki, learning Reiki. And if so, sign them up for a class. Maybe they'll really enjoy it. Also, children with moon in Pisces tend to be very attuned to the natural world. And they might be very gifted when it comes to dealing with animals, taking care of animals. I think the most important thing I want you to remember, though, if you have a child with their moon in Pisces, they are going to be at their best. They are going to be happiest, and they will function at their highest potential if they are in an environment that feels positive, peaceful, and pleasant. That's very, very important to remember. Positive, peaceful, and pleasant. Conflict, arguments, disagreements, all of that can be really traumatic for a child with their moon in Pisces. I mean, and that's for any child, but especially for these sensitive souls with their moon in Pisces. So let's remember that. And one of the tools that you could give to your child to help with their level of sensitivity or to help them to deal with that if they ever feel overwhelmed, encourage them to use the white light technique. And in that particular exercise, what you're doing, you encourage your child to close their eyes and imagine that they are surrounded in a bubble of white light. And within that bubble of white light, there's no negative energy that can reach them, that can come in. Only love can come in, only higher frequencies, only light. So if they're ever feeling overwhelmed by all of the energy around them, encourage them to use the white bubble of light, that technique. That's something that they can carry with them for the rest of their life to help if there's ever a state of emotional dysregulation. Okay, so now we're moving to the psychology part. Last week, we talked about meltdowns and tantrums and how when your child is upset, their prefrontal cortex shuts down. And when the prefrontal cortex shuts down, your child loses their ability to communicate, articulate, think, and to make good decisions. So basically, they're like in fight or flight. And I promise to share with you today the most important thing that you should do when your child is in a state of distress. So the mainstream approach to behavior management encourages parents and teachers to take attention away from misbehavior and just simply to ignore it. Now, in some cases that works, but there's other cases where that could actually make the situation a little worse. Because then if the child feels as if they are being ignored, they can heighten up that behavior where, they're using to get attention in order, to draw you in more, in order to feel seen, heard, and validated while they're experiencing internal or emotional pain. So the first step, the first thing that you want to do, if your child is in a state of distress, you already realize, okay, they're not thinking clearly. Maybe, they don't have their thinking brain online right now. And then the next thing I want you to do is to prioritize relational safety. Okay, prioritize relational safety. And the reason why we do this is because when a child feels safe, then their social engagement behaviors open up naturally. Okay, and then the defensive strategies turn off because they don't need them. There's no need to fight if they're feeling safe. There's nothing to push against if they are feeling safe and they allow themselves to open up. But what do you do, parents? And I know we've all been there. I know I have, as a mother of 4. What do you do when your child is in the midst of a meltdown, breakdown, and they've kind of triggered that within you as well? You feel like you are also on a pathway to fight or flight. You also feel as if you're a little bit triggered as well. What do? It's not possible for you to lay the foundation for relational safety if you are in a state of fight or flight. Okay? So what you want to do, if you're also triggered as well, you want to stop and take a moment. Take a moment to bring yourself back to a state of center. Take a moment to bring yourself back to a state of emotional regulation. So make sure that your child is somewhere physically safe while you take a few minutes for yourself and focus on yourself. Because we get into the most trouble when we react to our child's behavior instinctively and impulsively without thinking and just reacting instead of responding in a truly conscious manner. That's where things can go wrong. So I want you to take a deep breath. You're going to inhale. And when you exhale, I want you to make sure that your exhale is twice as long as your inhale. And what that's going to do is that's going to calm your nervous system, and it's going to pump the brakes on that sympathetic response that you're having where you're in fight or flight. Maybe your heart is racing, your palms are sweaty, and you just feel on edge. Okay, so that's going to bring that to a halt, and it's going to get you back on the pathway to feeling emotionally regulated. All right, so then once you do that, in order to really cement that state of regulation, there are other things that you can do as well. So maybe for you, you want to call and talk to a friend. Maybe you want to go and meditate, maybe take a walk. Also, prayer helps some people. Yoga, exercising, playing the piano. It all depends on what speaks to you as an individual. But methods like that can be used to help you really get back into a state of being emotionally centered and emotionally grounded, emotionally regulated. Okay? Now, what's so interesting, here's where the astrology comes in. I mentioned earlier about the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you are providing a level of relational safety when your child is upset. And the thing that I love about this is in your natal chart, you have a placement, you have language of relational safety. It's going to be different for everybody. And also in your child's natal chart, they also have a placement that represents relational safety. And can you imagine how awesome it would be if you knew exactly what your child's language of relational safety is? And then that way, I mean, like if you knew that, you could really provide the love and support that they need during difficult moments. And it would be like you're speaking the child's language, literally. You're speaking their language of safety. And with that, you're able to reach their heart and connect on a very, very deep level. And if you feel like you need a little bit of help with that, I have the perfect program for you. I have a 5-week program that's called the Stellar Parent Method. And what it helps you to custom design your approach to parenting based on your child's natal chart, based on the astrology that it shows up in your child's natal chart. So many times I think parents feel like we have to use a one-size-fits-all approach. It's going to work sometimes, but it's not going to work every time. Why not custom design your parenting to really complement who your child is as an individual? So you can find information about that at brandycon.com. Just click on astrology and then you'll see the Stellar Parent Method should show up. And if you have more questions about the program, please feel free to book a 15-minute free call on the Stellar Parent Method, and I'll answer all of your questions. We can chat a little bit, and I really look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing from you guys. And with that, it's time to turn our attention to our caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi,
how are you?
Crystal. I'm fine. How are you doing?
How are you? Well, I could be better. I'm a little under the weather, but other than that, I am great.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
And I just wanted to see if you kind of, oh, you're so welcome. I was just going to see if you kind of picked up on anything, any messages for me.
Is this for you or for a child?
No, for me.
For you, okay. So for Crystal,
anything that you see.
Okay, what do we have for Crystal? So Crystal. Crystal, I kind of feel as if the weight of the world is on my shoulders. I do feel as if as I'm blending with your energy, there's quite a bit that's going on, and I'm seeking some clarity in particular about there's a choice that I have to make. I feel I can either take this pathway or there's another pathway. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Does this have to do with work? Because I feel like I want to talk about work or your job.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So I know that with what I'm feeling, Crystal, it does feel as if you've been at a certain level or a certain place that feels quite comfortable within life in general. So I feel like, I go along and I'm living life and everything's comfortable. And I like for everything to feel comfortable and I like for things to be safe and predictable, right? But I would say for the last, especially 2 to 3 months, you've actually felt the tug or the draw to do something a little different. It's almost as if your soul is trying to push you into another area, but I feel a little scared. I'm a little bit hesitant. I don't know what's around the corner, and not knowing what's around the corner really freaks me out. So I'm a little bit afraid. I don't want to do anything that's out of the ordinary. That's how it feels. Does that make sense for you?
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And Crystal, what I want to say to you is, I think that as time goes along, because this almost feels as if this is for a higher purpose, this is your soul trying to move you into a different area of experience. I think things are going to start to feel increasingly uncomfortable until we heed that call to shift something. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I do feel as if I want to shift, something needs to shift, something needs to change. Do you understand that?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I also feel as well they are highlighting for me. I know that you mentioned at the beginning of the call, you mentioned that you're not feeling well. I do feel, with your guides here, they're giving me the feeling that I want you to be able to moderate the stress that you're experiencing, because there's this feeling of, I'm dealing with anxiety, I'm dealing with tension, I'm dealing with uncertainty. And, within all of this, therefore, it impacts me or affects me physically in a negative way. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and I also feel as well, just as I'm blending here with you, I know I'm getting the feeling like of racing thoughts. Like, I cannot turn my thoughts off. I cannot stop thinking. Do you understand that?
Yes, completely.
Yeah. But Crystal, I also feel like that with these thoughts that you're thinking, the thoughts that you have, a lot of times they kind of work against you. You understand? Like they tend to be on the side where you're worried about what's going to happen, but it's much more almost coming from a place of fear. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I know that what I'm feeling just as I'm talking with you, I do feel that your guides want to come in and talk about really developing a sense of alignment within your own life. And what they mean by that is aligning to who you are, aligning to the divine within you. Because all of this other stuff, like the anxiety and the uncertainty, kind of starts to dissipate and fade away once we are in touch with that part of ourselves that is indestructible. Once we are in touch with the divine, once we are in touch with our higher selves, and we're living our lives from a very soul-centered and heart-centered place, then a lot of clarity comes as far as the other issues are concerned. I do want to tell you, though, I have a warning here for you that just popped in. So I'm not sure if you've got friends around you or one friend in particular, but I do feel as if I need to tell you about making sure, I just feel, Crystal, like there may be someone around you, feels like a friend, but I'm not sure if that friend always has the best intentions. Does that make sense to you? I don't know why I'm feeling this.
Yes, it does make sense to me.
Okay. And with that particular person, that particular friend, maybe not always having the best intentions or not always coming from the heart where you're concerned, I want you to be very, very aware of how your energy feels when you're around this person. How are you being influenced? Do you feel a little bit worse about yourself or about life? That type of thing. You come into resonance with someone else who may not always have the best intentions. And when we're with someone else, the two of us, we start to vibrate at the same level. And if that person is vibrating, from a lower space, they are vibrating from a place of fear or lack or anxiety, then we also as well may begin to vibrate at that same level. You understand?
Okay, yes, I understand.
Yeah. So, I really want you to just be aware of that. And I'm not encouraging you at all to be paranoid or distrustful in any way. I just want you to notice within your body, what is it that you're feeling when you're around certain people? Do you feel a sense of openness and expansion? Do you feel as if there's nothing you can't do? Do you feel like you're in your highest state of awareness and alignment? Okay, that's what you want to feel. But if you're around people and you're feeling a little bit restricted, you feel your energy constricted, you feel your energy level plummet and drop, and you don't feel so good around them, I want you to take note of that as well, because that's also a message about what's going on an energetic level. That makes sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Yes,
and we have a couple more minutes. Was there anything else you had a question about specifically?
There's one. Do I have any past loved ones that are around me?
Past loved ones around you. Past loved ones around you. I do. I feel like that I am aware of a male here as I'm just trying to shift my awareness to the spirit world. But, there's a strong smell of cigarette smoke here as he's here. Would you have a male in the spirit world that would have been a smoker in life?
Oh, yes. Most definitely.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said most definitely. Would probably be my stepfather. My mother passed away of lung cancer as well.
Oh, okay. And
my grandmother.
Okay, and was Mom a smoker as well?
Yes, she was. And my grandmother.
Oh, so all three of them. Okay, so I know that smell is very, very strong when it's here. Okay, we've got 2 minutes left. Let me just see if I can get a message here from Mom, like with Mom, I don't feel as if I want to, cut any corners. Like I feel like I say things exactly as I feel them. Would you remember that about Mom? Like I feel like I'm direct and to the point about what I say.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, straight to the point. And I know that with Mom, she still comes in that same way. And getting straight to the point here, I know that Mom talks about taking care of yourself, making sure you're taking care of yourself, because Mom gives me the feeling she didn't always take care of herself. She didn't always focus on her health. And maybe there were things going on around her, that, caused her to feel a little bit off balance. But I know that Mom comes in very strongly talking about take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, nobody else is going to do it for you. You understand?
That sounds just like her. And my sister, I had also lost my baby sister in 2018.
My heart goes out to you, Crystal. I wish I had more time, but we are out of time. So I'm honored to bring that message through from your mom. And I know that your sister is also there as well. So thank you for calling in so much, Crystal. And I hope you feel better.
Thank you, sweetie. And you have a blessed day.
Thanks. You too. All right. And that was Crystal, a wonderful caller. And we are at the end of our show. Thank you so much for joining me today with Stellar Parenting with Brandy. And you can find me at brandycon.com. Brandy with an I, and Con is Khan. And I will see you next week. Everybody have a fabulous week.
Earth's #1 psychic radio network. And watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Amanda Hall Psych with Amanda Hall. Live from AmandaHallPsychic.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Amanda Hall Psych on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio here on Moonstruck TV with Amanda Hall Psychic all the way from the Gold Coast. I hope in Australia. I hope you've had an absolutely sensational week in the midst of all this madness with elections going on around the world. We're sort of gearing up here for our state election and then next year our federal election. And I know our family and friends in the USA are, gearing up with debates and people sort of, plummeting their wares on the street of who to vote for and how to do it and why you should do this and why you shouldn't do that. Don't you get a bit sick of it all? Like them all prancing around like show ponies, telling you how great they are. And they're lying through their teeth because that's the game, isn't it? It's politics. That's what they do around the world. They tell you what they think you want to hear. So anyway, this week on the show, we're going to go with the Simply Tarot card of the week, and this is in no way any reflection on politics, I might add. This is the Tower card. Now, the Tower card is the card of catastrophe or accident. It can be things happening very quickly at a lightning pace. Now, when this card comes out in a reading, it doesn't always mean there's a catastrophe or an accident around, but you have to look at it in that way because it is the Tower card and people are falling from the tower and there is fire. So there can be that potential of something like that. But 9 times out of 10, it usually just means things are moving very, very quickly in your life. And I look at it as a positive card because when I see this come out in a reading, I look at it and I think, wow, okay, great, let's go. It's time. Everything's getting cleared away. The things that have been holding us back are now going to be removed. Things are going to happen very quickly and we need to be aware of it. It's a little bit like Uranus in astrology. It comes in like the bolt of lightning, clears everything away, and sort of then you've got a clean deck to start with. And a little bit like Uranus, it sort of says make sure that you're very careful what you wish for. Don't sort of go to work and say, I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job, because the universe will accommodate and take it away from you. Yes, we all have the right to vent every now and then, but be very careful of our verbal diarrhea. As I said, this is a very positive card in my opinion. It's going to blow the cobwebs out of your life. It's going to make changes. It's going to make things happen very, 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 very quickly. So we'll move on to the astrology section. And I want to thank everybody for all your lovely, kind messages and your questions and things like that people sort of say to me. I really look forward to this segment. I watch it a couple of times because I get so much out of it. That's the aim of what I'm trying to achieve here with astrology, is to give you an overview or a snapshot of where the planets are sitting at this precise time just before we go to air, so that it's as current as it can be. I don't break down the 12 signs, but I will tell you what signs are going to be most affected and how it's going to affect them. And if it's going to affect all of us, I will explain that to you as well. So this week, we're happy to say happy birthday to all the Libra people in the world. The sun has just gone into Libra for your birthday period. So it's a really nice time of the year. And it's a time of the year where all of us, no matter what your star sign is, we can try and bring our lives into some sort of balance. It's the time to seek out the truth. It's the time to look for the truth in areas of your life that maybe you haven't been able to look at before, or were too busy to, or there wasn't enough answers. Now's the time to revisit that and maybe look at it with a fresh set of eyes, because by doing that, we may find some answers there. We may be able to bring our lives into balance. Now, I want to be very clear. A lot of people sort of write up things about Librians and say, oh, they can't balance their lives. They've got the scales and they're always trying to balance things. Yes, they are always trying to bring things into balance, but that in no way makes them a weak person or somebody that is indecisive or can't make a decision. What it says is they look at everything very, very squarely. If there's 5 things in the equation before they make the decision, they give each one of those 5 parts of that decision-making the fair time that's needed to look at it from every angle, and then they move on to the next one and the next one. And then when they've completed it, only then will they bring down their decision or move forward. So actually it's a very powerful sign. because they have the ability to take the emotion out of the situation, look at the facts, then bring the emotion back into it, then look at how it's going to affect everybody that's involved, and then bring down their final decision or their final judgment. So it's a very, very powerful sign. Don't ever underestimate a Libra. Just because they seem bright and breezy and a little bit airy doesn't mean that the wheels aren't turning in behind that mind of theirs, sort of constantly working out what's going to be the best thing. So the sun is in Libra, as I said. It's also conjunct or holding hands with what's known as one of the moon's nodes, which is the north node. Now, the north node is where we're aspiring to. Now, this will affect all the 12 signs. We should all be aspiring to get to the truth, to bring our lives into balance, to bring some sort of harmony into our lives, to behave more like a Libra, particularly in this next 7 days. If there's issues there that you've been dealing with or struggling with family members or work situations or just your neighbour or your friends or whatever the case may be, now is the time to try and put yourself in their shoes and try and understand how they're feeling, why they're feeling this way. Is there anything that you can suggest or you can do to help them to improve the situation or improve what they may be going through? And you may be pleasantly surprised to turn around and find out from them that they're quite overwhelmed and quite taken back that you would even take the time to consider helping them. They may not require your help, but they're going to be tickled pink that you actually offered and thought of them. So it's a time now to sort of be kind to other people. We have Mars, the planet of action, is sitting in Cancer at the moment. So this is going to affect the Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces, of course. And the opposite sign is Capricorn. It will wash over the other remaining 8 signs, but Mars is the planet of action. But for those first 4 signs that I mentioned, that's where the emphasis is really going to be. For the rest of us, it's just going to be a nice, gentle washover. So Mars is asking everybody to get out of their own road, in a sense, sort of like it's time to get moving. It's time to sort of start following your feelings. What is your gut telling you? What do you need to change in your life, or what do you need to put more energy into? Because Mars is here to give you that boost of energy. It's there to sort of say, come on, let's rally the troops, let's get cracking, let's get these things sorted out. But we have to be following what our gut is telling us, what our feelings are telling us. For some people, that may be putting some energy or some action in around the home, because we are talking about Mars in Cancer, which rules the home environment. It can also be nurturing or helping those people that are closest to us that might need a hand. And again, coming back to that sort of putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Is there something I can do for you? Is there anything I can do that's going to make your life a little bit easier? And sometimes it's just a simple phone call or a message is all it takes, and people sort of feel important. So make sure with Mars in Cancer here that you're really digging deep, you're really listening to your instincts and then acting upon them. We still have Jupiter in Gemini. Now, Jupiter in Gemini is going to affect the air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and the opposite sign of Sagittarius. It will wash over the remaining 8 signs, but not quite as strong. Now, with Jupiter in Gemini, Jupiter's the planet of expansion, opportunity, and luck. Now, Jupiter's asking Geminis and the air signs particularly, and also the Sagittarians, to sort of look at their surroundings, look at ways that they could maybe improve their luck. Is there something that maybe you had on the back burner that you can bring back forward again, that you can start to put some more energy into it? Maybe the time is right now for this project to sort of reach fruition. Maybe it's the time to start something new. Look around. If you're feeling, you're a little bit tight on money, look at other ways that maybe you can increase some money into the coffers. Not all of us have a skill in our back pocket that we can do as a side hustle, but for a lot of us, there's, old bits and pieces around the house that maybe we might be able to sell in a market situation and raise a few dollars. For other people, it might be, look, I've always wanted to do this, but I haven't had the time, or maybe now is the time to bring that in as a hobby or a side hustle, and that'll give you a few extra dollars. And for some people, it might just be really sort of looking at their options for the remainder of this year and the early part of next year. What can I do to improve my job prospects or improve the current situation that I'm in? Do I need to look at some further training or study? Am I in the right job? Is it time to start making plans for sort of maybe a transition next year? There's lots of things on the table. So it's not one size fits all. There's many, many different strings to this bow. So work out what it is for you that Jupiter is affecting you, no matter what your star sign is. There's a message there for you and something that we need to be actively putting some energy into. And for some people, it may just be their health. You know, sometimes that's the most important thing in our lives is we've got to get our bodies and our health as best we can before we can then sort of open our lives up to sort of maybe creating a better lifestyle or some extra money or taking up a hobby or whatever the case may be. So don't just say, oh, well, I can't do that because my health is not good. Then maybe focus on your health first, get that right, get things moving in the best way that you possibly can, and then you can focus on what brings you pleasure or what gives you the opportunity to make some money. We still have Pluto sitting in Capricorn. Now, look, I've spoken about Pluto in Capricorn for a very, very long time on the show, but it's really important. I keep reminding you at the moment, this will be the last time Pluto will be in Capricorn for 224 years. So we've got Pluto sitting there until November 19. Now, why is this so important? Now, Pluto is in Capricorn, so it's going to affect the Capricorns, Tauruses, and Virgo. Opposite sign of Cancer, then it washes over the remaining 8 signs. Now, Pluto in Capricorn rules things like big business, government, official situations, anything official in your life. Now, with Pluto being retrograde or going backwards here, Pluto is doing his one final dance to try and get everything right. Now, look, I've spoken about, as I said, Pluto and Virgo for many, many years on this show, and I've talked about the different ways that Pluto can affect things. It affects governments, it affects climate change, it can, it was partly to blame, I believe, for COVID-19, trying to get the world to sort of sit up and take notice that we were destroying the planet in lots of ways. And look at how the oceans and things like that responded when we weren't all out there polluting it, things like that, and the animals and things like that. So we learnt, hopefully, some lessons during COVID that, we had to reboot our lives and look at what was important to us. And a lot of people are still even saying it to me today, I've got a better work-life balance. I didn't realise how important my family and friends were until we were all in lockdown. So that was one of the many lessons of Pluto. So I think the final lesson here is to make sure that anything on an official level, on a personal level, is right. Don't overlook anything. Go back and go over every piece of paper that you've got, every utility bill you've got. Have you got the best cell phone deal? Have you got the best electricity deal? Whatever it might be. Anything of an official nature that needs to be revamped, looked at, sorted out. And then finally, I suppose it's sort of trying to hopefully reorganise the world in some sort of political sense, and hopefully somebody will get some sense and we stop the war in Ukraine and we stop what's going on in the Middle East. So we still have Neptune in Pisces until around about October, and then we'll move on. And the same with Saturn. Both of them are there till nearly the end of the year, both in Pisces. So Neptune in Pisces is giving us the creativity for each and every sign, not just the water signs. It's flowing over to all of us. And the same with Saturn. Saturn's bringing in a discipline that I think we all need. And regardless of the fact whether you're a water sign or whatever sign you are, yes, both of those planets are affecting the water signs the most, which again is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, and the opposite sign of Virgo, but it is washing over the other remaining signs. So we need to be aware of that. We need to be aware that, yes, we do have the structure in our lives to bring some creative solutions into our lives. If we only look a little bit deeper and ask ourselves the question, what is it we're trying to achieve? How does this affect my life? How does this affect the people that are closest to me? And is it the right thing to do? It's not the time necessarily to be completely selfish or completely put yourself first. It's the time where, yes, you can do that first and then look at how it starts to affect other people. Now, it's really, really interesting because we've got the part of fortune, which is another Arabian part that we don't talk about very often, is also sitting in Cancer. So there's a lot of emphasis in Cancer at the moment. Now, what the Arabian part then will do is sort of bring a nice sort of calming energy, particularly to Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces, and the opposite sign of Capricorn, but it'll activate and work with the other previous things that I've talked about that have been happening in Cancer and happening in the water signs. So it's really starting to sort of rev that up a little bit and bring things to the forefront. Finally, I want to close the astrology section with Venus in Scorpio. Now, Venus in Scorpio, Venus is the planet of love and affection. And yes, again, it's affecting the water signs. The real message this week seems to be water signs. But it's also affecting the rest of us. Now, the reason why I want to bring this up, Venus in Scorpio is a very intense energy. It can sometimes be very brutal. It can sometimes be, we all say we want the truth until the truth's actually presented to us. And sometimes Scorpios don't necessarily sugarcoat anything. They just blurt it out and that's it. And, there's black or white. There's no shades of grey in between. And that's okay for them. But for the remaining 11 signs, some of us don't really handle that real well. We like things a little bit softer. So be very, very careful if you're dealing with matters of the heart, no matter what your star sign is this week. Make sure that you're not behaving like a Scorpio and just spitting it out and saying it's black or white and there's no room for negotiation. Because love is about negotiation. It's about give and take. It's about not always being right, that the other person sometimes is allowed to have the stage too, and that their needs need to be met. And, you just need to be very careful, because sometimes when you've got Venus in Scorpio here, we tend to be a little bit brash. We tend to be a little bit hard-hitting. We don't have our listening ears on. We're only looking out for our own needs. So please just make sure that you listen and look and sort of consider the other person's needs before you sort of continue on with your conversation or the decisions that need to be made. We're going to talk with Angela now in Houston, in Texas, in the USA. Are you there, Angela?
Yes,
hello, Angela. Do you have a question I can answer for you, please? You have a question, please, for me?
I do. I mean, not necessarily a question. I just want to know if there's there's a specific person that I'm dealing with right now, and everything's very new. But I just kind of want to know. I don't know about them because I am in a position where I don't have. I have some trust issues, and I just kind of am very. I'm very I'm scared to get into something with. I'm scared to get into a relationship.
I can understand that, Angela. I don't expect you to share their name with a worldwide stage, but if you could give me their first initial, that will allow me to tap into their energy, and I can give you a little bit more of a read on who they are and what to expect. So what's their first initial, please?
R.
Okay. All right. So it's really, really interesting, because I know that you've got trust issues, and I know, because you just mentioned that to me, and I understand that. And it's a very, very real concern, because when you've had your heart broken more than once, we do tend to build up brick walls, and we do tend to sort of promise ourselves that these sort of things are never going to happen again. And that's part of being human. But at the same time, we as human beings want to be able to open ourselves up and trust somebody again and love somebody again and be in a loving, right sort of relationship. But it's like the two are in conflict. It's like one side says, yes, you can love, and the other side says, no, you remember what happened last time. So we sort of fight with ourselves. Now, the first thing that I'm picking up around R is I also feel he has some reservations too, not about you, but reservations about not wanting to be hurt again as well. I think he's been very severely hurt in the past, and he's not the sort of person that really readily opens up and talks about his pain. And it's sort of something, it's a little bit like pulling teeth. You get a bit of information here and another bit a bit later on, and so on it goes. And I suppose if he was the one I was talking to, he'd probably say to me the same thing about you, Angela, that, you don't give a lot away either. Look, I don't feel uncomfortable with this situation. That's my personal opinion, looking into the situation or the potential of the relationship developing further for the two of you. All I can suggest is don't do anything that you feel uncomfortable with. If you feel the relationship's going too fast, then slow it down. If you feel that you've got some, issues that are coming to the surface, and you look at them and you say, well, these not really real, these are my past issues, then try and sort it out. Don't sort of then turn around and project that onto him. I don't believe for 1 second he is going to do anything that's going to break your heart in as much as a trust issue. I mean, all relationships have issues. We all have arguments, that's what part of loving and being in a relationship. But it shouldn't be a constant thing. You should be able to sort of sort things out. Just take it very, very slowly. And, I think it's more your fear from the past of not wanting to make a mistake again that sort of is holding you back from the joy that you can have this time around. But that's my opinion. You have to proceed, Angela, at the pace that you feel comfortable. And it's, a little by little, those brick walls, those barriers will come down, and take your time. I think we're in such a hurry in this day and age. If you throw back to 50 or 100 years ago, people took their time. They got to know each other. That's why people went to courting as such. They took the time to to gaze into each other's eyes, to find out what their favourite colour was, what sort of food they liked, you know, how they dressed, what sort of person they were. And they took their time to get to know each other before they even had their first kiss. And then, you know, again, a certain period of time before, you know, they were considered a couple and before it was considered that maybe that they would get married and spend their lives together. I think we can take some lessons from that. We're all in such a tearing great hurry that we think we've got to be in a relationship and married within weeks or months instead of really getting to know somebody. And that's where I think if you can do that, I think you'll find he's a really, really nice person. And he's got as many fears and phobias and upsets in his life that he hasn't sort of really talked about either, because he's a private person like you. So I think once both of you can start to relax a little bit more, you'll feel a lot better. So I know it's going to be a good opportunity for you, Angela, and that's where I've got to leave it. So I hope that's helped you. Okay, we're going to talk with Amber now in Warren in Michigan in the USA. Are you there, Amber?
Yes, I am.
Do you have a question for me, Amber?
Yes, I had a question. I don't know if you can answer this, but my stepdad and my grandfather are very sick right now. My stepdad has cancer and my grandfather's in the hospital. I don't know if you can answer. Are they going to pass away?
Sweetie, it's one of those ambiguous sort of questions. By different laws in different states and different countries, we're not allowed to discuss. What I can do is say to you, you know the answers. You have already had the insight, whether it's been in a dream form or when you've walked into the room and you've thought, gee, I don't think you've got more than 2 weeks, or whatever the case may be, you've already been given the guidelines for when and how. Well, we know how, but when it's going to happen. You know, it's sort of, I don't think either of them are going to be what I'd call a traumatic passing. I'm seeing both of them being quite peaceful. And I think that's the best that we can hope for, you know, in that situation, isn't it? That they go peacefully and, you know, look, if you feel overwhelmed and you feel that you can't go and visit the hospital today, then do that. You know, even if something happens and they pass away, just know that was right for you. I think we put ourselves under so much pressure at a situation like this that I've got to go every day. It might be my last chance. Well, okay, it might be your last chance, but if you've said everything that you wanted to say to that person, then the extra time is a bonus. It's a blessing. It's a, you know, a time where you can sit there and hold their hand, even though they may not be awake and conscious of you being there, they do know you're there. And, you know, it's got to be, you've got to look after yourself as well, because there's no point in going there if you've got 1,000 things to do and you're there and you think, oh, God, I could be off doing this and that, the other. They pick up on that. They want those last special times here on earth with us to be happy and as stress-free as possible. You know, we're all going to pass away. That's a given. It's, you know, some people have an opportunity to say goodbye, and there's a lot of people that don't. So look at this as, you know, you've been given a golden opportunity to spend some quality time with them, say everything you wanted to say if you haven't already said so, and just enjoy those last few moments, days, weeks, months, whatever it may be with them, but listen to your instincts. You know, you may get a dream, you might get a flash, you might see something on a roadside and you look again, there's nothing there, but you saw 2 weeks there 2 minutes ago. So they're the sort of ways that, you know, people that have already passed over can sort of make the transition for us easier to understand, well, these are the little signs and symbols that they're giving us to give us a little bit of a heads up of what's to come. I mean, you know in your heart of hearts, both of these gentlemen aren't going to make it. You know, their time is close. And that's what you have to follow. And it's very hard, you know, when it's, I don't think it gets any easier. As we get older and we face this more often, it doesn't get any easier. You know, it's not one of those things that the more you practice, the better you get at it. It doesn't work that way. It's just a matter of looking at each situation individually and doing the very, very best you can do and fit into your life. And that's the important thing. Nobody is expecting you to drop everything to be there for them just because they're sick. You know, they would be very hurt and upset if that was the case. They want to feel that you want to be there, that this is where you need to, not so much need to be, but where you want to be. And that's the difference. And, you know, look, I hear so many stories weekly. I just slipped out to get a cup of coffee or to go to the bathroom, or I went home to have a shower to come back and mum passed away, or whoever. And it's like, I've been there for weeks. Why did she do it when I left? Because that's what they want. That's their decision to go at the time that suits them. So don't be disappointed if something like that happens. It is their choice, and, sometimes people don't want an audience when it's happening. It's their decision, and then other people wait until that particular person arrives and then peacefully go after that. There is no right or wrong way. It doesn't get any easier. And everybody has a right to sort of, I believe, to create their own exit the way that they would like it to be, hopefully. It's a sad time. And it's hard because you don't know what to say to people that haven't got long. But just let them talk. If they're still able to talk and they want to ramble on about what they did when they were 10, fine, let them talk. It's their way of preparing as well. Because I truly do believe most of us will know or have a sense of, whether we're conscious of it or not, that our time is getting close. And, people start to relive the past and different things like that. And some people don't. Some people, it's a very sudden thing. All you can do is do what feels right, Amber, and don't be stressed out about it. If, you're too late to get there because you had to go shopping or go to the doctor, well, so be it. That's life as well. Life must continue. But I know both of these gentlemen are very appreciative and love you very much. And, they just want to protect you. They don't want you to be, too sad. They want you to sort of get on with living after they're gone. So, make sure that you continue the family traditions and things that were important to them as well into time to come. That's where we've got to leave it, Amber. I'll send you some love and some healing, and I hope that, it's not as difficult as what you were anticipating. Anyway, that's where we're going to leave, Amber. Look, it's always difficult when people have got, people in hospitals and things and hospices and things like that, and we know the end is coming. It's not any easier for me, and I'm, been in this sort of work for a very, very long time. We're all human. We all have things that we need to process or let go of or do or whatever. Just do what feels right, what comes naturally to you, and sidestep anybody else trying to put pressure on you that it's more important than you go than they go. Do what feels right for you. So this week I want to leave you with a song that has nothing to do with what we've been talking about with our ladies on the show. It's one of my favourite songs and one of the world's most brilliant singers, songwriters, and I've had the pleasure to see this man a couple of times in concert. And the last time he was here in Brisbane, he said he hadn't been here for over 27 years, and he promised his little toddler son the next time he went to Australia he'd bring him with him, and he certainly did. And he's the one and only Neil Diamond. And I'm going to leave you this week with a lovely song from the jazz singer, and a lot of people will know this song, and it just always still brings tears to my eyes when I hear this song. It's a very moving, well-written lyrics by the one and only Neil Diamond, and it's called Love on the Rocks. So until next week, I hope love is not on the rocks at your place. It certainly isn't in mine. We'll see you then. Bye for now.
I am delighted and excited to be here with you folks. If you didn't catch it when the announcer said live with Hallie Elise, I'm Hallie Elise. Always love that. They say my name so many times that if I forgot my name, I definitely would remember. I hope everyone is doing great this evening. It's been kind of interesting. We have Mercury in retrograde. We are coming off the tail end of the energies of the full moon, which always makes things very intense. I had something interesting that I'll share. I have this cute little car, little sports car, and I drive it carefully, not like an old lady by any means. But when I park, I usually park with distance so that nobody can get me, right? No joke. My car has been hit 4 times while it's parked. Can you imagine? I'm looking at this going, I'm one of these people who pays attention to sigils, to symbols, to things that happen, that there is messages. And I'm going, well, perhaps it's the moon. Perhaps it's Mercury retrograde. Or perhaps it's just time to say bye to my little car. Do you ever go through any of that where you seem to have that same thing over